everybody. Live on the Yankee Baseball Network, WPIX Sports presents the 1991 New York Yankees.
From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, WPIX Sports presents New York Yankee Baseball. Tonight, the Yanks host the Detroit Tigers.
Hi, everybody. It's going to be a good one. Yankees and the Tigers. I'm Phil Rizzuto, along with Tom Seaver and Bobby Murcer. And, Tom, it's going to be a breezy affair.
Could be a breezy affair all three nights, Scooter, no question about it. The Detroit Tigers, a ball club that they're going to strike out a lot. They'll hit a lot of home runs, but they're going to strike out a lot. When you look at the numbers, Fielder, Tettleton, Deere, Incaviglia, those guys may strike out 600 times between them. I mean, it's really incredible. The Yankees, on the other hand, they can strike out a lot as well. Barfield was 150 times last year. Kelly almost the same number. And if Hensley Mullins, if he plays every day, gets 500, 550 at-bats, he has a chance to strike out 150 times. On the other hand, there's a lot of power that goes along with those strikeouts.
All right, we're going to talk to Bobby about that. Actually, you can talk Italian a little bit, Bobby. How do you pronounce Pete's name?
Inky. Now let's talk about bombs away. Now, we could have some bombs away, too. I mean, if you're going to strike out, sure, that's fine, but you can also hit one totally out of the stadium, led by Cecil Fielder, who hit 51, 2 here at the stadium, last 2 home runs that he hit in 1990. These guys, when they come to the plate, they're dangerous. Every one of these guys, you talk about Incaviglia, he will not be playing tonight. He's got a strained stomach muscle, but Cecil Fielder, Lloyd Mosby, Rob Deere, Mickey Tettleton on the Tigers, of course, you know about Roberto Kelly and the rest of the Bombers, and we could see some bombs away out here tonight.
All right, it's going to be an exciting evening, and we'll be back right after this.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in the air.
Nobody Beats the Whiz believes that you're paying too much for your compact discs and audio cassettes, and we've decided to do something about it. Regular, everyday prices on all CDs and audio cassettes at Nobody Beats the Whiz have been reduced to beat our competitors' prices. Cassettes that were originally $4.98 through $10.98 are now $3.98 through $7.98. Compact discs originally $9.98 through $15.98 are now $8.98 through $11.98. So when you want the most music for your money, nobody beats the Whiz.
It started with a need.
A severe weather watch is in effect.
What time did they leave?
I was on my way to Mom's, just me and the kids, when it happened.
A need to combine handling, power, and added peace of mind in a family car. Automobile Magazine called it a new standard by which all minivans will be judged.
It handled beautifully.
We call it Previa. It's a Toyota.
They just drove up.
And it's like nothing you've ever experienced.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, with that distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And by Nobody Beats the Whiz Home Entertainment Centers. For everything in home electronics, music, and movies, nobody beats the Whiz. And by American Airlines, something special in the air. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankee Stadium. Let's take a look at the American Airlines starting lineups. And first of all, coming up here in just a second or two, here we go with the Detroit Tigers on the American Airlines lineup. Tony Phillips, the switch hitter, will lead off and play shortstop. John T-Bone Shelby will be batting second in left field. Lou Whitaker, we talked about a lot of power with Fielder, Tettleton, and Deere. Well, Lou Whitaker, you got to be careful with him here at Yankee Stadium. A powerful left-handed bat, batting third. Cecil Fielder, playing first base, batting in the 4th position. Mickey Tettleton, the catcher, home run power, and also Rob Deere in right field. Dave Bergman gets a start tonight at the designated hitter spot. And Travis Fryman, the young man that you'll hear Sparky Anderson talk about a lot, will be playing third base, batting 8. Milt Kyler in center field in the 9th place of this order. And on the mound for the New York Yankees, Andy Hawkins making his 3rd start tonight. Made his 1991 debut last Sunday in Kansas City. He took the loss, a 5-3 loss. Andy would like to get it turned around for him and the New York Yankees. He's only got 6 innings so far in 1991 that he's pitched, so he's looking to get back into the starting rotation, get something started here in the next 5 days. And we're about ready to get started, and here to tell you all about it is Tom Seaver.
Thank you, Bobby. As Tony Phillips leads it off for Sparky Anderson's Detroit Tigers, and the first pitch right in there, strike 1 by Andy Hawkins. Tim McClellan doing the umpiring behind the plate tonight. You can see the numbers for Tony Phillips. The last 3 games, he has been ripping it up. Comes in tonight hitting .233, but carrying a hot stick lately. Hawkins nails it, and there's 1 gone here in the 1st inning. Good play by Andy Hawkins.
And you know, a pitcher is really the 5th guy on the infield. And you get a good fielding pitcher. Tom, you were a good fielding pitcher, but I tell you what, they can save themselves a lot of headaches by fielding those ground balls up the middle.
They most certainly can. They can win themselves 1 or 2 ball games a year. The key is to keep the glove out in front of the hip. And that slow-mo replay that John Moore fired up there, you could see that Hawkins keeps the glove in front of his left hip and didn't let it go behind him. That'll bring up John Shelby, switch hitting left fielder for the Tigers here. The Tigers with a 6-5 record. That's 2nd in the American League East. They are tied with the Boston Red Sox and a game behind the Toronto Blue Jays. They've been on a tear lately. They've won 4 of their last 5. Shelby hitting .286. Off-speed pitch, right? Ooh, nasty call there. You wouldn't want that, Bobby.
But a good sign from Andy Hawkins at the start of this ball game. He had awful problems at the beginning of his debut in Kansas City. He couldn't find the plate. He was really inconsistent, but he's down in the strike zone. Normally Hawkins is up with his fastball like that one right there.
Shelby hits the bottom half of it. Will Blowers play? Yes, yes, he does. Good play by Mike Blowers. Excellent concentration going over by the railing down that 3rd baseline. Staying with it, and he just timed his jump perfectly.
Well, you can see that he didn't let the wall bother him. He got there in plenty of time, and then he judged that jump, and he had to fight about 4 or 5 other fans off to get that ball. Nice play by the youngster at 3rd base, Mike Blowers. He was well above, almost came out of his glove, but he hung on to it.
Got up there that's 6 feet 2 inches tall, and that helped him on that play. Good play by Mike Blowers. Bring up Lou Whitaker. Whitaker, some impressive numbers so far in the early going of this season. There you see, a little over 450. A couple of home runs and 4 RBIs. In Manhattan, his last few games. 5 for his last 9. That's over 500, but a couple hops to Steve Sachs. A 1-2-3 inning for Andy Hawkins, and that's what he's looking for. The Tigers go quietly after a half an inning here at the stadium. The Tigers nothing, and the Yankees coming up.
This is a commercial about a love affair. A love affair between all of us and a game. A game we grew up watching and playing and talking about. How many of your phone conversations even today begin with, "Did you see the game last night? Why'd he pinch hit in the 8th inning? That guy was out by a mile," even before you say hello. It's with that feeling in mind that MCI has created Friends and Family. Now, every time MCI customers call another customer on their Friends and Family list, they save an extra 20%. Over a season, that extra 20% could mean a savings of hundreds of dollars to those customers. Enough to do the only thing we love more than talking about baseball. And that's go to a few more games. Call now and enter to win a trip to the All-Star Game for you and 12 friends and family.
On weekends, Johnny benches at the tennis court. While my buddy's getting a lesson, I'll show you how to get a professional finish with Krylon spray paint. I'll spray this bench with Krylon, this with the other leading brand. Krylon goes on smooth, no runs, no drips, no errors. And dries to the touch in 12 minutes. An hour later, the other brand's still tacky.
Wow, what a game. I went easy on him.
See you next week, Mr. Euchre.
He's a lot tougher than he looks.
Did you win a game?
No!
For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
Tigers did not score top half of the first inning. The Yankees coming to bat here in the bottom half of the first, and we will take a look at the American Airlines starting lineup for the New York Yankees. And leading off in that familiar position, Steve Sachs at second base. Don Mattingly not feeling that well tonight. He will be the designated hitter, but still batting second. Roberto Kelly batting third in center field. Kevin Moss at first base in the cleanup spot. And Bam Bam Mullins in left field. Jesse Barfield in right field. Mike Blowers, who made that spectacular catch going into the stands. Rob Tiger of a base hit will be in the seventh position, batting third. Bob Guerin gets a start behind the plate tonight. And Alvaro Espinoza, the hottest hitter on this Yankee ball club, will bat ninth to play shortstop. And on the mound for the Tigers, left-hander Steve Cearcy. This youngster, he's 0-1 with a 5.59 earned run average, making his third start tonight. He did not make an appearance against the Yankees when they opened the season up in Detroit. 26 years old, and the Tigers have a lot of high hopes for this youngster. We'll have to see. He's got an average fastball. His best pitch is his changeup, but he's a little bit inconsistent. Tom?
Steve Sachs will lead it off for the Yanks. It'll be Sachs, Mattingly, and Kelly. 1, 2, 3 for New York. And Steve Sachs, when he sees that high fastball, he will swing. First pitch of the game makes no difference. He is a high fastball hitter. He likes to hit that number one. Right down to Fielder, and one gone. Alvaro Espinoza sitting next to Jesse Barfield, and Espy, well, you can tell he's hitting 400. He's having a good time, isn't he?
Well, he didn't distract Fielder too much from first base. He made a pretty good grab of that inside-out hit from Sachs.
You're talking about a big man, Fielder. Don Mattingly with one gone. Mattingly hitting .304. Has 14 hits, but just one extra base hit. No home runs, 2 RBIs. That extra base hit, a double.
Well, you see a smile on Alvaro Espinoza's face. Baseball is meant to be fun, and when you stop having fun, that's when you really start to grind. And Alvaro, of course, is hitting the ball well, and he's found a hitting mate.
Right to Tony Phillips. Will he get him? Yes, he does. 2 gone.
Frank Howard, the Hondo, the hitting coach, and Alvaro Espinoza really get along well. And Alvaro has certainly responded. He calls him Frankie now. I guess that's all right. I don't know if I'd call Hondo Frankie too many times, but
Frank Howard, one of the nicest men in the world right there, and he has made a difference already with these Yankee hitters. You talk about what the Yankees did last year. They walked just 427 times, while they struck out unbelievably over 1,000 times last year. Roberto Kelly bats with 2 outs. Kelly hitting just .225, home run and 10 RBIs. Last year, the Yankees, 427 walks and over 1,000 strikeouts. Now, 2 years ago, when Frank Howard was here, remember he came with Dallas Green. Dallas Green was the manager. The Yankees walked 502 times and struck out just 831 times. So a big, big difference between 89 and 90. The batting averages were down. Last year, after Hondo's year in '89.
A hitting instructor can make a lot of difference, not as far as the ability is concerned. You can't teach a guy to hit, but you can certainly build his confidence up, and that's exactly what Frank Howard does. These guys have a lot of confidence in Frank Howard. He likes to talk hitting. He'll come out here from the time the sun comes up till it goes down, talking about hitting and throwing batting practice to you, working on your hitting with you. When you go back to the dugout, he's always got something to say to you. The great Charlie Lau was the same way. Rick Cerrone, when he first came to the Yankees from Toronto, he wasn't a good hitter. Charlie Lau made him into a good hitter because he had confidence in what Charlie was telling him. That's the same thing that Frank Howard gives you.
3-2 to Roberto Kelly, and ball 4 high, so the Yankees with 2 outs have a runner at first. Kelly has stolen 3 out of 5. It'll bring up Kevin Moss. Moss hitting at .267, a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. I think to a man, Bobby, the point you're making exactly right. If you went around to Kevin Moss or Mullins or Mattingly or anybody, what Frank Howard does is work mentally with you and give you the confidence that you have to have when you go to the plate. That you know you can hit and you have an idea what to do once you get there. Get the thinking done before you get there. Up and in, ball 1.
Well, this young man here can hit. I can tell you that. He's got a great compact swing. Mechanically, he is very sound at the plate. He's strong. He's short and quick, and he gets that bat head through that strike zone very quickly with power behind it.
Jammed just slightly. Lou Whitaker on 1 hop. And Kevin Moss is gone. The Yankees get a base runner and leave him. No hits, 1 left on after an inning of play here at Yankee Stadium. Tigers and Yankees, no score.
Rusty Staub for Budweiser.
When your friendly bartender slides a cold butt across the bar to you, he's completing the final step in a quality control system that began in a field of golden barley. From the selection of the finest natural ingredients to the slow, careful brewing and aging process, to the guys who take it off the trucks and put it on the shelves. Every step a Budweiser takes before it gets to you has only one objective: to put the freshest, highest quality product possible into your hands. So the clean, crisp, cold taste of the king of beers is something you can always count on. Budweiser's commitment to quality doesn't end when the beer rolls out the brewery gates. They ask for that same commitment from wholesalers and the distributors and retailers to make sure all that quality is carefully delivered right to you. When they say somebody still cares about quality, they're talking about everybody who helps bring you Budweiser. After all, New Yorkers, this Bud's for you.
Fact: the new Ford Escort has a bigger engine and gets better mileage than both Civic and Corolla. Fact: the new Escort has more features and costs less than Toyota Corolla. Fact: now you can save big when you choose between low financing or cash back from your tri-state quality Ford dealer. Plus, save over $700 when you choose options like air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, and more. Call it leadership. Call it winning. Call it anything you want. The Ford Escort is simply a better value. See your tri-state quality Ford dealer and see for yourself.
The founder of The Wiz taught his children how to run their business with integrity, excellence, and respect for their customers. Nobody beats The Wiz.
Back at Yankee Stadium, we move to the top half of the 2nd inning. And Cecil Fielder will lead it off for Detroit. It'll be Fielder, Tettleton, and Deere. Part of the group that's going to put some strikeouts up in this Detroit Tiger lineup. And part of the group that's going to put some home runs.
Well, Fielder only put 151 on the board last year.
That's a fair ball down the right field line. And Fielder, they're going to get him at second. They got him. Oh, boy, look who's having fun now. Look at Alvaro Espinoza.
Well, you don't challenge Jesse Barfield in right field. That's 151 assists for Jesse Barfield and a perfect throw. But more importantly, he played the carom. down the right field line perfectly. And Fielder, who does not run that well, he can't believe that Jesse threw him out that easy. Look at him.
You can see Fielder go right where the ball. I think part of this is one of the things that Espinoza was doing was getting on how big Fielder is. Fielder is listed at 230. That might be a little short, Bobby.
Well, that's a starting place anyway. It's the one thing that Fielder, he came around first base. He had a good look at the play in right field, and he just was, he couldn't stop the 230. That's all it had. Forward momentum.
And Alvaro Espinoza giving him what for, too. Ball and a strike to Mickey Tettleton, switch hitting catcher for the Tigers. Came over from the Baltimore Orioles. You can see his numbers: 200, no home runs, and 3 RBIs. Three balls and a strike to Tettleton. This very important start for Andy Hawkins. Hawkins, his first time out, had a terrible first inning and then pitched well after that in Kansas City as he loses Tettleton to a base on balls. One out base runner here in the top of the second. But looking over Andy Hawkins' shoulder, he knows that Mike Witt, Pascual Perez are going through extended spring training. There are people that say that Perez, Witt, maybe both of them, one of them, maybe both of them, back by the middle of May. And if they do come back, something's got to give somewhere in the starting rotation. Rob Deere, the Tiger right fielder.
Well, you mentioned that the Yankees rained out, of course, yesterday. They could have skipped over Andy Hawkins if they wanted to. I think they wanted to see get Andy in the starting rotation, let him keep his start. They want to see what Andy Hawkins could do. They're hoping that Andy Hawkins can return to the form that he had in San Diego before he became a Yankee. They've got to make a decision. 1991 is the end of his contract. So Andy Hawkins is really, this year, 1991, he's got to perform for the New York Yankees.
Well, the Yankees are looking at it from a financial standpoint, too. There are rumors that he would be released, but some people are against that in the sense they will have to eat his contract as Rob Deere goes down for the 19th time already on the season, right through a fastball. And certain clubs are, well, they're reluctant to make the trade for Andy Hawkins as you see him throw the fastball right by Deere on the inside part of the plate. They're reluctant to make the trade because they feel that when Witt and Pascual Perez do get here, it will force the Yankees' hands, and in fact they may just release Andy Hawkins, and somebody, a ball club in need of pitching, could pick him up for relatively nothing. All they would have to do is pay him a minimum salary. The Yanks would have to pay the rest of his guaranteed salary for this year and next.
Well, the decisions that will have to be made as the season moves on. And of course, Andy, he's pitching because he wants another contract in 1992 with somebody.
2 outs with a runner at first, Mickey Tettleton for the Tigers. Cecil Fielder led off with a single down the right field line. Jesse Barfield with an assist, threw him out easily at second base. And Dave Bergman, the DH for the Tigers, one of the veterans on this ball club. Now this is where Andy Hawkins gets in trouble.
Yeah.
Now, you saw these pitches all up and away. If Hawkins has something physically that he does wrong, he'll drop his elbow when he throws a changeup and in essence push the ball to home plate. Then he'll come back with the next pitch, a fastball, and he'll deliver it out of the same spot. And he can't find a release point. So the second base on balls in the inning for Hawkins, and there are runners at first and second.
And Bob Guerin is doing just what he needs to do, is to go out there, break the momentum, talk to Andy Hawkins, just give him a breather or two. As we mentioned at the beginning of the game, that Andy Hawkins likes to pitch upstairs with that fastball. And this team right here, even though they strike out a lot, they are high fastball hitters with some strength, and they can knock the ball out of the ballpark. So you got to be, if you're going to pitch upstairs, you've got to have some mustard on it. Your ball's got to be moving. Of course, Mark Connor has been working with Andy Hawkins to try to get him to turn the ball over and to run that ball down and away from the right-hander and down and in on a right-hander, down and away on a left-hander.
There's a strike to Travis Fryman, the third baseman for Detroit. 342, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Slider just misses outside, and it's a ball and a strike. One of the things Andy does is he loses his release point, and then he just mentally and physically cannot find it again for whatever reason. There's a high fastball, and Fryman right through it. You can see it's not that much movement on the ball up there. But if it's up above the top of the hitting zone, up above the top of the strike zone, he's got a chance.
That'd look more like a little cut fastball right there, or a little spinning slider.
He'll throw the cutter. Popped up to right. Jesse Barfield takes it for out number 3. The Tigers, no runs. They get 1 hit, they leave 2 after an inning and a half here at Yankee Stadium. Tigers and Yankees, no score.
Égoïste, où es-tu? Montre-toi, misérable. Regarde à mon cou. Soleil implacable. Orage. Oh, les on a pourtant eu et longtemps vécu pour cette infamie. Montre-toi, égoïste.
Egoist, for a man. From Chanel, only at Bloomingdale's.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in the air.
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Courteous service, low prices, top name brands, and they're all in stock. Well, you'll always feel special. The salespeople are friendly, and they know what they're talking about. The one thing about the Wiz, they stand behind everything they sell. You have a problem, they take care of it. Yeah, nobody beats the Wiz.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. For everything in home electronics, music, and movies, nobody beats the Wiz. Well, Alvaro's got Mel Hall to join him to get all over Cecil Fielder at first base. I stand corrected. I called Cecil before the ball game, but he wants to be called Cecil, so you say Cecil, I'll say Cecil.
You say Cecil, and I'll say Cecil.
Well, at least
I call him Cecil, too. Rock Reigns, he doesn't want to be called Tim anymore. He wants to be called Rock. It's stage names now. Hensley Mullins, Jesse Barfield, and Mike Flowers for the Yanks in the bottom of the second.
I'm sorry to say I don't have a stage name as of yet.
Yes, but we're still searching, right? As of yet. Right in there for a strike, 1-1 to Mullins. Mullins hitting .250. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Now way back, Mullins a high strikeout ratio. In the minor leagues last year, we were talking about that. The Yankee outfield, if Mullins plays every day, he's susceptible to the strikeout. Could strike out 150 times. Roberto Kelly close to 150. That's 300. Jesse Barfield is going to be around 150.
I think a hitter
it doesn't make any difference. That's close to 500. Doesn't make any difference if the other side of the coin is there. If the numbers are on the other side of the coin. Mickey Mantle struck out a lot.
But I contend that you could cut your strikeouts down if you want to. That's a strikeout there. He just took that one. But you can really cut your strikeouts down, because if you want to, you can sacrifice a little, especially with 2 strikes. I mean, bat control is the most important thing. That's a perfect pitch by Cearcy. Right down the middle. It's a fastball, and obviously Bam Bam was looking for something else. You've always got to look for the fastball and adjust to the breaking stuff. You can't look for the breaking stuff and adjust to the fastball.
And within a young player like a Mullins, it's going to be a learning process, an education from Professor Howard. Jesse Barfield off to a good start here in 1990.
You got 2 strikes.
1991.
You got 2 strikes, Tom. Excuse me, to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Once you get the 2 strikes on you, you're going to have to sacrifice a little something. I've always said that if you strike out, you've got no chance to get a base hit. If you put the ball in play, you've always got a chance.
It also depends on what the pitcher is going to give you, too. If you have a pitcher that your odds are not very high for you hitting the ball out of the ballpark because of his ability on that night, you've got to adjust a little bit. You take a Nolan Ryan and he's hot throwing the ball down and away to right-hand hitters, you're not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You better take what the pitcher will give you. Barfield on with a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Let's pause 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification.
Third base, number 14.
On the other side of the coin, we talked about the Tiger strikeouts, but from their hitters, Fielder, Deere, Incaviglia, Tettleton, you're looking for maybe 150 home runs out of those guys. They might strike out 600 times.
1,200 times, maybe.
Maybe. Don't know. You don't know. But if in turn they have the home runs and the RBIs, the production, you don't really care. I mean, it certainly was in Sparky Anderson's mind when he put this club together. He knew he was going to get the strikeouts.
No doubt about it. And you take a look at this ball club, and they're all hitting right in the middle of this lineup. If they all go in a slump at one time, that's when you're going to see a lot of no damage out of those players. But also if they're hot.
Ooh.
Oh, forget it.
Oh, forget it.
And especially if you got Trammell and Whitaker and then Kyler and those guys getting on in front of them, they can put some numbers on the board in a hurry.
They all have a lot of double-digit number games, no question. Mike Blowers with 1 out and Jesse Barfield at first. Blowers hitting 143. There's Sparky Anderson.
That guy right there will make a big difference in these free swingers because he is a player's manager all the way. Not a whole lot of pressure on him, even though they strike out. He's going to be behind them. He's not going to second guess them, and he's a player's manager. Sparky reminds me of the Major Ralph Houck. I tell you what, not a finer man to play for in all of baseball. They make you feel like you on top of the world, even if you have a bad game.
Oh, up the middle, hits the umpire. They're going to get it out at first. Yes, they do.
Holy cow.
Robbed of a base hit.
That was
and
awfully
Larry
close.
McCoy is hurt. That could be a broken wrist. He's lucky he didn't get it in the face.
Man,
that line drive absolutely ate him up.
He had no chance to. The ball was hit so hard, he had no chance to get out of the way. And it caught him right off the right, either forearm or right wrist. And it just, I've never seen a BB that was hit so hard. And he's hurt. Gene Michael, the Yankee head trainer out there, they'll take him inside and check that over. Monahan, along with Steve Donahue, make up the trainers for the ball club. Monahan, of course, has been here for many, many years. Tell you, one of the finest trainer in all of baseball.
Boy, Larry McCoy, that's got to be a broken wrist.
I think that Don Dickinger, the first base umpire, was more worried about McCoy, and I'm not sure he saw the play at first base. It looked like Blowers was safe. I mean, he hit a ball. Now look at, he couldn't get out of the way. Could not get out of the way. He was off the bag.
He was right there. The umpire right on top of it. Umpire's right on top of it. Now Greg Nettles arguing. Now judgment, Mike Blowers stays at first base. And a judgment call
of
interference by the umpire, and here comes Sparky. We're going to have a little conversation about this. You can see that Fielder was still on the bag. And the correct call by first base umpire, Don Dickinger.
Now, I mean, there's no way that Tony Phillips would have gotten that ball. He's out to talk to the home plate umpire, who had a good view of what happened. And Don Dickinger, the crew chief, is over to tell Sparky exactly what happened. Now, Sparky knows the rules, but he'll have to come out and see just what they have to say about it.
He'll give him a piece of his mind. You know, he's chuckling and laughing. Something Merrill making sure that Blowers stays at first. Now, Sparky went back in and started to explain it to Alex Grammas there, the coach, and Willie Muffett. It's been the judgment of the umpires that it clearly would have been a base hit. It must be ruled a base hit. Probably will make you do your homework on this one. Get into that book, huh? You can see Sparky trying to explain it. Blowers ends up at first with a base hit. Red Foley. Official score here at Yankee Stadium tonight. Rules it a base hit, and that will be first hit in the ball game for the Yankees, and bring up Bob Guerin. Guerin's still looking for his first base hit of the season. He's just been to the plate 4 times. Had some leg ailments in spring training. They'll check Barfield at second. Durwood Merrill has moved over into the second base umpiring position. Now, of course, since Larry McCoy has left the field, working with just 3 umpires. McClellan behind the plate, Dickinger at first, and Merrill at second right now. Way inside, ball 2. The Detroit Tigers not supposed to have outstanding pitching. They're third so far in the American League in team earned run average. Much to the surprise of a lot of people and the pleasure of Sparky Anderson. Oh, hard down the left field line. Fair ball, and Barfield's going to score. Flowers holds at third. An RBI double for Bob Guerin, his first base hit of the season. And first RBI, the Yankees lead it 1-0.
High fives in the Yankee dugout. And the youngster, Steve Cearcy, challenges Bob Guerin on a 2-0 pitch right down the middle, and Guerin did exactly what he should do with it when you get a fastball like that. Now this youngster, his best pitch is a changeup, and I haven't seen him throw that many changeups tonight. That's a good spot to throw it if you have a lot of confidence in it. You know that that hitter's looking for the fastball.
Oh, especially a Bob Guerin. They bring up Alvaro Espinoza.
Seen him throw that many changeups tonight. That's a good spot to throw it if you have a lot of confidence in it. You know that that hitter's looking for the fastball.
Oh, especially a Bob Guerin. They bring up Alvaro Espinoza. Hitting a lusty 407. Good play by Mickey Tettleton. With Blowers at third and Guerin at second. And And just one gone here in the bottom of the second inning. Couple of runners that Alvaro Espinoza would like to drive in. Oh, hit hard. That's deep to left field. Shelby cannot get it. 2 runs are going to score for the Yanks. It's 3-0.
Well, that's that fastball up in the strike zone, and Espinoza, the hottest hitter in the Yankee ball club. We can see why he's doing a lot of smiling tonight. I tell you what, it's a lot of fun when you come to the ballpark. You have confidence in your hitting. You know you're going to be playing every day. You don't have to worry about looking at the lineup. And you knock in a couple of important runs. And that fastball again right there. And Alvaro deposited right off the left field wall. And the Yankees lead now 3-0.
Boy, that is something that you got to do if you're a big league hitter, is take care of those mistakes and capitalize on them. Guerin and Espinoza both getting the high fastball. Good pitches to hit and turning them into run-scoring doubles. Stunt Merrill out to talk to Tim McClellan now, Bobby. I don't know exactly what that was about. Willie Muffet had gone to the mound to talk to his pitcher. And it may have been a no trip because McClellan went over to talk to Merrill about it. He may have gone to check on Cearcy if something physically is wrong with him or okay.
Well, there's some action in their bullpen right now.
Understandably so.
They don't have anybody but left-handers in their bullpen except for Henneman, and he's actually the closer. So it'll be left-handers coming out of the bullpen if Cearcy cannot get out of this inning. But what I don't understand is this youngster is using his third best pitch, the fastball, to try to get these hitters out.
Cut fastball in, and it's 3-0 to Steve Sachs. Don Mattingly in the on-deck circle.
Now there's one possible thing that they could do. If they had to go to a right-hander, they could probably go to Dan Petrie to use him maybe an inning or two.
Sachs walks, so Yankees at first and second again. And Don Mattingly, the 7th man to hit for New York here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 Yankees, in case you just joined us. John Cerruti in the bullpen for Detroit. Cearcy, a record of 0-1 and an earned run average of 5.59 coming into today's game. Right down Broadway, strike one.
Well, when you talk to Sparky, he'll tell you about his pitching staff, especially his starting pitching. It's not solid, and he's looking for somebody to really take charge. They lost Jack Morris through free agency. Their starting staff of Frank Tanana, Walt Terrell, Bill Gullickson, Steve Cearcy.
You know, that's the funny part about it, Bobby. So far, they've been pitching very well. A staff that is not supposed to be a good staff. They have the 3rd best ERA in the American League. Well, Grant, it's only 11 games, only 10, 11 games.
But also, if you're going to have, if anybody's going to be ahead of anybody early on in the season, it's going to be the pitchers. The bad weather. The pitchers normally are always ahead of the hitters at the early part of the season. That's what you call protecting the plate.
That's protecting the plate with 2 strikes.
That's overprotection.
Phil Rizzuto's pet peeve. Now Mattingly with runners at first and second took the first pitch right down the middle. I mean, a great pitch to hit. And he just took it. It gets into a situation where with 2 strikes now, he's got to protect the plate. And does a good job just to make contact.
I think Phil feels the same way that I do. Donnie takes a lot of pitches.
High breaking ball popped up on the infield. Travis Fryman takes care of it, and there are 2 gone.
But of course, Don Mattingly, I think, probably has a little bit more confidence at the plate than Phil and I had. He knows that he can still take a pitch when he's really going good.
Yeah, I think sooner or later
he
he's got to start making the pitcher's plate honest.
I'll tell you what, though, when those runners are on, especially in the scoring position with a left-hander out there, you've got to look for that pitch you can drive the first time.
I agree. Roberto Kelly with 2 gone. He walked in the first inning. The Yanks with 3 runs here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 3-0. 3 base hits and a couple of walks. And the Yanks have turned it into a 3 spot. There's the off-speed pitch, stays up and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Kevin Moss in the on-deck circle. If Kelly gets on, it would mean that the Yanks, there's a look at the Yankee DH. If Kelly gets on, it would mean the Yankees will have batted around here in the second inning. Up and away, and it's 3-0. Kelly looking at Buck Showalter, see if he has the green light. Oh, you got to let him swing here. The confidence builder. Kelly hitting just 2 1/4. Takes it for ball 4 high. And the bases are loaded for Kevin Moss. Alex Grammas and Billy Muffet behind Sparky Anderson.
Both these ball clubs, the Yankees and the Detroit Tigers, you've got to be awfully patient. They're in a rebuilding program. They're in transition, so they're going to stay a little bit longer with some of their starters. They want to see how they react in these situations.
Hanging slider, and it's a ball and no strike. Bases loaded for the Yanks. Espinoza at third. Sachs at second. And Roberto Kelly at first, and that's going to bring Sparky Anderson out. He has already waved to the bullpen and says, give me the ball, I've seen enough. He does not want to get too far behind here in the bottom of the second inning, with Moss at the plate with the bases loaded.
And he can make the change too, because John Cearcy, a left-hander, he's coming in. If it had been a right-hander out there, he would have probably stayed with Cearcy against Kevin Moss. But since Cearcy, the left-hander, was warm, he went to the pitcher. Cearcy lost the strike zone, and he just didn't want anybody walked in.
So the Tigers have gone to the bullpen, and while Sparky makes the pitching change, just take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in the air.
When you go shopping for a TV, VCR, stereo, whatever, you always want to spend your money wisely, but you also want to spend your time wisely. When you shop at The Wiz, you'll find all the top brand names, and more importantly, we've got them in stock. So after you find exactly what you want, you can take it home with you, or we'll deliver it, and we'll back it with our 30-day price protection policy. All the top name brands in one place. Buy with confidence. Nobody beats The Wiz.
You know what happened Saturday? I'm babysitting the kids. We're painting. The phone rings. It's my new bank. No. No, they were just checking up to see if everything was okay.
Yeah, everything's
fine. And then she asked me if I got my checks. I hadn't gotten the checks. She said they probably got lost in the mail, and she was sending out new checks right away. And then she asked me if there was anything that they could do for me.
Your bank called you at home on Saturday.
That's right. Can you believe it? Does your bank do that?
No.
Understanding what service is all about. That's not just banking. That's city banking.
Back at Yankee Stadium, we're going to take a look at that play off the bat of Mike Blowers. A line drive catches Larry McCoy. I mean, a line shot. The thing that really got this inning started. Now that ball becomes a dead ball, and then the judgment of the umpire, whether it's a base hit or not. Obviously, it was a base hit all the way.
It's a dead ball base hit. Really no matter. I went down to talk to Red Foley, and we'll finish that thought after Moss hits, or as he hits here. But Red Foley, the official scorer tonight. The ball hits the umpire in front of the fielder. It's a dead ball base hit. And I said, what if it's a grounder? It's going to be a routine double play. Hits the umpire. It's just dead ball base hit. John Cearcy on in relief of Steve Cearcy.
So if you hit one off the end of the bat, you better hope the umpire jumps in front of it. Right?
You just hope the umpire doesn't see it. Right. In front of the infielder's a dead ball. Cearcy last year with the Toronto Blue Jays. Base hit up the middle. Espinoza scores, Sachs scores, and it's 5-0.
You want to see a pretty swing. Watch him wait for this breaking ball. I mean, he was all over it. A breaking ball that just kind of hung up in the strike zone. And Kevin, not a prettier swing anywhere. He looked like he knew it was coming.
Boy, he got a hanger out over the plate, just drove it right back up the middle. 2 more runs score, and it's 5-0 New York. Hensley Mullins, who led it off for the Yanks with a strikeout. He started the second inning on for the strikeout. Barfield walked, Blowers singled. Guerin doubled, Espinoza doubled. Sachs walked, Mattingly popped to third. Kelly walked, and Moss with a 2-run single. And the Tigers having trouble finding the strike zone. They've been getting behind the Yankee hitters. 3 walks in the inning. 4 base hits. And Detroit's still looking for the 3rd out. Hit hard. Oh, what a play by Phillips. Robs Mullins of a base hit. That'd have been another run. Holy mackerel, right on the nose by Hensley Mullins. The Yankees, a big second inning, 5 runs. They leave a couple of men. We go to the 3rd inning here at the stadium. 5-0 New York.
Fact: Ford Taurus has been named a Car and Driver's 10 Best list 6 years running. Fact: a 6-cylinder Taurus gets better gas mileage than a 4-cylinder Honda Accord. Fact: your tri-state quality Ford dealers can save you over $1,000 on options like AM/FM cassette, air conditioning, automatic, and more. Plus, low financing or cash back could save you hundreds more. When you weigh the facts, Ford Taurus is simply a better value. See your tri-state quality Ford dealer and see for yourself.
Smart businesses everywhere are discovering the post office. For dependable service and true value, there's Priority Mail with delivery in 2 days for $2.90. To keep dollars flowing and help the bottom line, there's Express Mail with delivery guaranteed next morning for just $9.95. For speed, reliability, and overall value, no one delivers for growing businesses like your post office.
We deliver for you.
It's dark, cold, sweet, deep, sharp,
fast. Charlotte Rampling, Bo Derek, and Richard Harris.
Merciful God, what's that?
This final revenge is black and white.
You want revenge? Well, you'll have it!
Orca. Tuesday at 8 on Channel 11.
For our viewers watching tonight on Channel 11, tomorrow night at 8, be sure to see Richard Harris starring in Orca, the story of a whale out for revenge. Right here on WPIX TV, New York's movie station. New York station for New York Yankee baseball, as well as Andy Hawkins. A cushion of a 5-run lead by the Yanks in the bottom of the second. And that could be just the confidence builder that Hawkins needs. He'll face Milt Kyler. There's his strike one right down the middle. And the manager and the pitching coach love to see that. Have your pitcher go right back out there after you spot him 5 runs and start throwing strikes. Kyler hitting just 176. 3 hops to sacks. Kyler can fly, but not that fast, and there's 1 gone.
Well, that's one of his biggest assets, one of the youngest players on this ball club. They're not sure how much he's going to hit. They know he can play center field with that speed, and they're hoping that he could just utilize that speed. Led the International League in stolen bases last year.
And so very important defensively to have that kind of speed in Tiger Stadium.
Especially with Rob Deere, who doesn't move that well on the right side of you. And Incavilla on the left side.
Tony Phillips 0 for 1. He grounded right back to the pitcher to start off the game.
But an outstanding play by Tony Phillips to end the inning. The Yankees have put 5 on the board, but I tell you what, you go down and talk to Sparky Anderson about Tony Phillips, and you would think that he is the most valuable player every year, and it may be for the Tigers. When they picked him up from the Oakland A's in 1989, I thought it was one of the better pickups of all time. Tony Phillips can do so much for you. He can play he can play every position almost except for pitching, and he's a switch hitter. He hits with power. He's fast. He plays shortstop, third. And so there's no more valuable player in all of baseball than Tony Phillips. Now that's a quote from Sparky Anderson.
Sparky's been known to throw out some Sparkyisms too. But that's all part of his job, pumping up his players.
You have to go back and look and see what Tony Phillips did for the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, he's a Tony La Russa type player,
he's not
too.
the kind of guy that you have to build up like a Torey Lovullo, who's a youngster, and you want to keep his confidence up. He's already proven himself.
Tony La Russa loves this type of player. And Tony Phillips is a guy that can do more than one thing. Can play here for you, play there for you. He loves those kind of players. How about, would he love to have him now, the way the Oakland Athletics have gone on the disabled list? They have 8 guys on the DL.
Well, La Russa has said, and he said that they made a mistake when they let Tony Phillips go, especially a guy who can play so many positions and play them well. It comes to play every day and plays hard. Band-aids.
Look at that. All the Oakland A's on the DL. Honeycutt, Nelson off that pitching staff. Lansford, Henderson, Shaw, a pitcher. Vance Law has a bad leg. Weiss, Burns. Fastball fouled away on the 3-2 pitch by Hawkins. Boy, he has had some at bat here. He's seen 3, 5, 7, 5, 6 pitches so far.
See if you recognize these names. Lance Blankenship, Kirk Dressendorfer, Joe Slorzarsky, Steve Chiltron, Dana Allison, and Scott Heeman. That's who Tony La Russa is doing it with right now as far as the pitching staff is concerned.
Strike 3 got him. Fastball up and away. Phillips is gone for the second out. Good job by Andy Hawkins to come back and get Tony Phillips for his second strikeout of the night. Here's that running fastball you were talking about a little bit earlier, Bobby. Can't take it. The ball runs out of that strike zone up and away. And Phillips just couldn't catch up with it. It'll bring up John Shelby with 2 outs. Isn't it funny how some guys that can run show up in places? Shelby was with the Dodgers.
Baltimore.
Orioles.
Yeah. They really had high hopes for him in Baltimore. It just didn't pan out.
But you know what? He can run. And it's one of the great assets in the game of baseball. If you can run, you've got a good chance of getting a job.
Well, he's also a switch hitter. Can play all the outfield positions.
High and deep to center field. Long run for Kelly. Will he get there? Right on the warning track. Hit it far, but too high. Shelby gone, and the Tigers go 1-2-3 here in the top of the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third at the stadium. It's the Yankees 5 and the Tigers nothing.
Start spreading the news.
Lupica's back.
The puck stops here. Or, you know, there.
America's #1 sports columnist. Lupica's back. Buy us.
Égoïste, où es-tu? Montre-toi, misérable. Regarde à mon cou. Soleil implacable. Orage. Oh, les défauts. On a pour trahi. Et tout autant vécu pour cette infamie. Montre-toi, égoïste.
Egoist for a man. From Chanel, only at Bloomingdale's.
I see you've selected the ultimate adventure. Vehicle preference?
Toyota 4x4, the black one.
Excellent choice. Oh no, we've lost another one.
A 1991 Toyota 4x4. The ultimate adventure.
Start spreading the news.
Lupica's back.
You know what? There's some people out there who say I'm controversial. And you know what else? They're right.
America's #1 sports columnist. Lupica's back. Buy us.
And now on Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. First of all in the American League. As we take a look at the skyline. In Boston, it's Toronto 4 and Boston 1, with Toronto putting 3 big ones on the board in the top half of the 4th inning. And Boston coming to bat the bottom of the 3rd. Check that, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Cleveland over Kansas City at the end of 2.5. Oakland, Minnesota no score. Baltimore shutting out Chicago in the 1st inning with 2 big ones.
Jesse Barfield goes after the first pitch here, leading off the bottom of the 3rd and skies it to Cecil Fielder, and there's 1 gone. Barfield is 0 for 1. He walked and scored his first time up in the 2nd inning, and the Yanks threw a 5 spot up. They lead it 5-0 here.
Oakland, Minnesota no score, with Minnesota coming to bat here in the bottom of the 1st inning. And Seattle and California later start out on the coast in the National League. Also later starts Chicago at St. Louis, Cincinnati at Houston. San Diego, San Francisco. Must be cold out there. Atlanta, Los Angeles. You loved Candlestick Park.
Oh, it's just about as much as you did. A chilly night here at Yankee Stadium. As Mike Flowers, a single his first time up that sent Larry McCoy to the X-ray room. As soon as we get a word on the condition of McCoy's wrist, we'll pass it along. And going to right field, but late on the fastball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Flowers hit almost 340 at Columbus last year. Had the Yankees in hitting in spring training, and a few days ago Stump Merrill said, "You're my 3rd baseman." And I would imagine until he plays his way out of the job or keeps it, one of the two. Another one that sings the praises of Frank Howard, the hitting coach. 1-2 to Blowers. Now hard. You know, we were talking earlier, Bobby, about the troubles of the Oakland Athletics. I couldn't believe it when I picked up the paper the other day. Did you see the line on Dennis Eckersley? He couldn't get anybody out and give up 3 runs. It's something it's like a misprint.
We'll be talking about that forever, right?
Oh, we got to have something to talk about. A blown save. He never blows a save.
Never.
The Seattle Mariners continued to chew up on the wounded Oakland A's. They swept the series from them. And hard to believe, Dennis Eckersley, as Flowers fouls it back, count stays 2-2.
If you can't count the Seattle Mariners out, I mean, they've got a young pitching staff over there that can win a lot of ball games from.
That's right. Johnson, Holman, you're right.
They are a coming team. Oakland, Chicago, they're battling it out. Of course, it's young in this season over in the Western Division. Oakland a half a game out coming into tonight's ball game.
And I tell you, the condition of that ball club, Tony Russa, very happy to just be half a game out.
He gets the most out of his players. There's no doubt about that. Those youngsters that I mentioned a while ago, I mean, he's got them in there winning an inning or two and pitching out of positions that they've never pitched in before.
Blowers doing a good job of fighting the pitches off. The count stays full at 3-2. It's a little bit different kind of approach mentally, it looks like to me, Bobby. Not the big swing with 2 strikes, protecting. He's fouled off a couple of good pitcher's pitches. Let's see if he gets something to hit here. Off-speed pitch out in front. Phillips to Fielder, and there are 2 gone. Yeah, maybe he didn't get a base hit, and a pretty good at-bat. If you think of your at-bats during the night, you're going to get 4 of them, and really had a good at-bat.
Bob Guerin had a good at-bat his last time up. Of course, Bobby's going to set on that fastball, and I tell you what, if you're 2-0 or 3-0 or 3-1 on him, you better not put that fastball down the middle.
Or he doesn't have a half swing, does he? Does not get cheated when he goes to the plate.
But unfortunately, that's one of his problems, because Bobby, he hit a few home runs, and then all of a sudden I think he thought he was a home run hitter last year. And if he took the ball and tried to hit that ball the opposite field and hit the ball where it's pitched, he's got 1 swing now, and that's the one that he wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark all the time.
Wants to mash it.
Yep. I think he could be a little bit better hitter if he would really hit within himself. Sure, he's got power to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but you only get a ball once in a while to hit one out of the ballpark. You start spraying that ball to right field with that ball, the fastball in the outside corner, and they'll throw you inside a little bit more. You'll get a chance to hit some more balls out of the ballpark.
Guerin, his first base hit of the season in the 2nd inning when the Yanks scored 5 runs. A run-scoring double down that left field line. And now hitting in a cripple situation, 3 balls and a strike. He gets his pitch to swing at. He will let it go, and that's exactly what he does.
I mean, that was an all-out swing right there. In fact, he even lost his balance with his back foot falling totally out of the batter's box. He swung so hard. What's that back foot? Boom. He swung so hard his backside broke down.
How did I miss it? Body control. 3-2 to Guerin. Strike 3 got him on the pitch away. Yanks gone here. 1-2-3. Bottom of the 3rd. They still lead it over the Tigers after 3, 5-0.
I always made a good salary, but I never knew where my money went. I didn't have time to keep track of my accounts. Then I went to Citibank, got Citi One. It's checking, savings, a credit card, all connected. So it's easy to transfer money, easy to get information day or night, and I don't worry about bouncing checks. Once I thought I did.
Hello, Citibank. Can I help you?
I was covered. They saved my life.
City One, making it easy to manage your money day to day. Not just banking. Citibank.
Think I'll ever drive a car as fast as you?
Well, maybe. If you don't do drugs or alcohol or drop out of school.
Promise we won't.
Okay, then let's make a deal. A contract.
Get your own contract at any Citgo gasoline retailer. Mail it back and you'll get Dale's official poster. Plus, a chance to meet him at a real NASCAR race.
Be a performer for America.
Without drugs or alcohol.
Get your contract at Citgo today.
A few small towns in western Pennsylvania have produced more football legends than any other place. Dan Marino, Johnny Unitas, George Blanda. What is it about these towns that gives birth to such greatness? The very things that drive us at Ford. When leadership is in your blood, you push yourself to even greater heights. In fact, starting right now, you'll be seeing more new models and exciting innovations from Ford than you've seen in years. Ford Motor Company.
I don't wear hat, you know. The skyline of New York. And some happy faces at Yankee Stadium. And Andy Hawkins, a 5-run lead as he leads it 5-0. Walter Cronkite at the game today. My pleasure to bounce out of the booth before the game and say hello to him. And it's quite an honor to meet that gentleman. Such a figure and giant figure in broadcast journalism for so many years, and another giant in our industry, the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto.
Oh, he's got away with words, that Seaver.
Pretty good segue to you there,
very nice.
Boy, huh?
Thank you very much. But you know,
it was
Walter,
quite an honor to meet him, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Had you ever met him before?
I've known Walter, and I'm on first name basis with him because we were both at CBS at one time when I was doing my radio show over there. And the first question I asked him, because all through my, I don't like to call it a career, broadcasting. It's not quite a career. But when I was broadcasting, John Moore, I'll tell you what it is. I don't know what it is, but
call it a hobby or what?
No. Just a lucky break. But I used to get constructive criticism on my grammar. Are you listening to me, Steve?
Yes, I am.
There's no.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're talking about constructive criticism.
Yes, I
I'm
am.
listening. I'm just trying to. You haven't said who's up, and I thought maybe I might sneak it in here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's going to be Whitaker, Fielder, and Tettleton for
All
Detroit
right.
here in the top of the 4th. Okay, constructive criticism. Go ahead.
Okay. Because grammatically I was pretty bad in school. Line, fair ball. Interference by a fan. He gets a automatic double. And now fans shouldn't do that because they saw the way Barfield threw Fielder out. Oh, I could have thrown Fielder out. When he rounded first, I thought the umpire had jumped on his back. Now, see, Stump's going to get mad because it is an umpire's judgment. They don't necessarily. I forgot what I was talking about, so you'll have to remind me. But they don't necessarily have to give it an automatic ground rule double.
So you don't think they would necessarily automatically give Cecil Fielder
no
a ground rule double here?
Right on the glove, yep.
Looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Here's Cecil.
All right, finish your Walter Cronkite constructive criticism story.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait. Fielder, single to right field was thrown out. Beautiful throw by Barfield. I don't even think he looked. He caught it and just pivoted. Oh, another base hit. He hung that curveball. He will not score. Throw cut off. 1st and 3rd now. Yeah, that's right. But he got both those pitches up. He had been pitching beautifully.
Who were you talking to when you said that's right? Are you talking to me?
I was talking to myself.
Oh, I didn't. I was just kind of out of the blue. I didn't know.
I was like daydreaming, like mesmerized or something. Yeah, nobody out. Now, I don't want to mess up a good game. Yankees are leading 5-0. Scored all 3 in the 2nd inning. Oh, that's gone. All of a sudden, it's 5-3. Holy cow. Oh, man, that went 1/3 of the way up the upper deck and hit on the railing just on the outside of the box seats. And I don't know what it is, Seaver, but when Hawkins gets in his groove, they're all solid base hits of one right after the other. He's got to change the speed of that baseball. Tremendous home run. Now they have a machine back there, and he was supposed to write down the name of the machine that measures distance. It's an Optec measured. Oh man.
Well, you're talking about getting it all. I mean, that's upper deck.
Ooh.
That is way back there. We talked about the strikeouts. We talked about all you need is one good swing. You can be right back in a ball game. 3 bad pitches by Andy Hawkins. A double by Whitaker and a hanger to Fielder. And he just got a single, but then Tettleton got a pitch out over the plate. And his first home run of the year for Detroit. And all of a sudden, instead of 5-0, it's 5-3. And that's going to bring Mark Connor, the pitching coach, out of the dugout to have a chat with Mr. Hawkins. John Habian throwing for the Yankees down in the bullpen, getting loose just in case. Now Hawkins a 5-0 lead. After the Yanks got those runs in the second inning, Hawk came out and had a 1-2-3 third inning. He got Kyler, struck out Phillips, and Shelby hit the ball deep to center field. And we made the point about when you have that lead to come out and really shut the door on the opposition. But the Tigers, a ball club that will hit a lot of home runs this year. And one swing of the bat and they're right back in this ball game.
Well, now that was measured at 402 feet, but that ball was still going. The stands stopped it. There's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rob Deere, and if this guy gets a piece of one. Check swing foul.
So Mr. Cronkite said what to you? Constructive criticism about your grammar?
Yes. Struck him out behind 3-0 and come back. That was a great job by Hawkins there. Second time he struck out Deere, and then again, that's what you and Bobby were talking about. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs. Deere usually leads the league in strikeouts. Anyway, I said I was talking, even though I was doing a sports show, I mentioned in Russia, Moscow, what I thought was right. But he said to me, Phil, he said, I heard your show, and I just want you to know that there is no cow in Moscow. So, and when I'm told something like that, I never make the same mistake twice. So I have never said Moscow again until just now. Line, he's going to drop in for a base hit. That's it.
That's it.
Now that was a lousy story. That really was. That was a lousy story, but that's what happens when I forget a little bit. But I'll think of what I really was going to tell you. It really a lot more exciting than that story. I didn't like that one myself.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with grammar.
I know. But that's why that's not the story. I had to say something, but
you forgot what you were going to say about Mr. Cronkite.
Right.
Giving you constructive criticism.
I'll think of it in a minute. Now, right now, I'm a little worried about Hawkins. Oh, holy cow. I don't believe it. We got a tie ball game. I mean, you know, there's some. In batting practice, they were hitting him 9 miles over the moon, over everything. And the ball is really traveling tonight. And that's how quickly a game can change. There's only 1 out and 5 runs in. We've got a tie ball game. And that's all for Hawkins. And That's a shame, but when I say that's all for Hawkins, that's all it might be in a Yankee uniform, too. Boy.
Well, a tough night for Andy Hawkins. With some terrible pitches, hanging, breaking balls. Spotted to a 5-0 lead, and then, boy, a couple of long balls. One by Tettleton, and then Travis Fryman, a 2-run shot, and the troubles continue for Andy Hawkins. We'll take a look at it again when we come back. The Yankees go to the bullpen. Let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages.
Con Edison is introducing a major energy program to help our area. It's a commitment to the environment and to economic growth. It will reduce our dependence on foreign oil and keep costs down. This program is a new way of looking at energy. It doesn't ask people not to use it. Instead, it asks all of us, individuals and businesses alike, to join together to use it wisely. It's the biggest program Con Edison has ever introduced. It's called Enlightened Energy. It starts now and should last a long, long time. You'll be hearing a lot more about Enlightened Energy. But whether you do business here or live here, please call us for our free booklet. It will explain the many new ways Con Edison can help you. It's the first step.
Shine the lights on you, shine the lights on me. Keep your Bud Light shining for everyone to see. Shine the lights on this, shine the lights on that. Oh, shining all the others is where Bud Light's at.
When you're looking good, you want Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up and never lets you down.
You can taste it, you can feel it. You know you got it right. Everything else is just a light. Keep your Bud.
A tough night for Andy Hawkins. And Scooter, you made the point too, which a lot of people notice on the Yankees as we look at the home run off the bat of Travis Fryman. Ties up the ball game. One of the things that a lot of people notice is the lack of emotion, and that's about as emotional as it gets on the field. John Habian in on relief for Hawkins. For Habian, his 4th ball game, and that'll be a tough play for Espy. No, doesn't get it.
I don't know how Espinoza made that play. When a ball comes over the bag like that, you naturally flinch because it looks like it's going to hit the bag. And I don't know why the umpire called him safe. What a great play by Espinoza. You've got to really concentrate. All that has to do is nick that bag, bounce up, and lose a couple of teeth.
Now you got to know here that Stump Merrill is a little bit upset, and his stomach is a little upset to begin with, as he has seen a 5-run lead disappear, and now a questionable call. Stump giving first base umpire Don Dikinger a little piece of his mind. Look at it again, Scooter.
It actually hit the top of the bag. Oh, they had him by about 2.5 inches. That foot was just coming down. Tough call. Tough. If he had sharpened his spikes, he'd have been. Look at that. Look, see?
2.5 inches. You're right.
You're right. I'll tell you, this is a big game for the Yankees. I mean, 5-7 is a lot better than 4-8 at this stage of the game.
Well, the Yanks in last place already. But three games out and behind Cleveland.
That's, you know, nobody's running away with the division. That's why if they can stay fairly close to 500 until Mattingly starts hitting that ball and driving in runs. We're back to the top of the order. Tony Phillips is hit to the box and struck out. Dick Trzewiski at first base coaching. gets a run.
Well, a tie ball game, you've got to watch him. Kyler with a great speed.
Kevin Moss holding the bag. Oh, man.
Oh, they almost got him.
He was leaning. He took like, oh, maybe a quarter of a step towards second and then had to dive back. Oh, Habian keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, you think that Kyler's going to go sometime here. He led the International League in stolen bases last year. Boy, and he was leaning.
Yep. Look at the crouch on Tony Phillips. Whoa! All one. One man out, 5 runs in. Yankees had a 5-run inning, bottom of the second. Tigers have come right back here in the top of the 4th with a 5-run inning. Got back easily that time. Phillips hitting .239. He's got 2 homers. 7 runs batted in.
Obviously, Habian trying to keep him close and cut the lead down at first base. Sooner or later, Kyler's going to go. A couple of stolen bases already this year, and he has not been thrown out.
Just outside again, 2-0.
That's that slide step and quick delivery. One of the things that you have to do as a pitcher is get the hitter at home plate. Phillips leading off. You lose him, you get right down into the middle of the lineup.
Ooh, that's right.
Here comes Shelby, Whitaker, and Fielder. Got to get the hitter.
And not only that, he might walk him pitching quickly like that, but then you take a little off your fastball. That's fouled back out of play. Two balls, 1 strike.
There's the Golden Greek, Alex Grammas. Then with Sparky through many years. A shot at managing himself. He was with Sparky in Cincinnati and came over to Detroit. Very close friends with the Tiger manager.
He's an old shortstop. Alex Grammas. He worked with your buddy Walt Riniak with that swing. That's the Riniak swing, all right. Double play. All right. They get out of the inning, but not before 5 big runs score at the end of 3.5. It's the Tigers 5 and the Yankees 5.
Terrorists just took over their school. The students have no weapons.
Are you with me or not? Of course we're with you.
And no way out.
Look at everybody killed. It's too late to back out now.
The only chance they've got.
We're really gonna do this? You bet.
Is each other. Toy Soldiers, rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in the air.
It's not easy to follow in the tracks of a legend. Ask Ford Explorer. With 190 horses, Jeep Cherokee runs circles around it. compare fuel economy and warranty. Explorer falls short. Finally, Cherokee has available four-wheel anti-lock brakes. Explorer doesn't. Sorry, Explorer. This probably isn't a good time to bring up price.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. The skyline of Manhattan, shot from the roof of Yankee Stadium. Is that the World Trade Center down beyond the, is that the Chrysler building?
No, yes, the Chrysler, but you're right.
And the World
Very
Trade
good,
Center down
very
beyond
good.
there, right?
Chrysler building what?
Make the Jeep. They own Jeep.
No kidding.
Yes, and your Yankee game is brought to you in part by your Jeep Eagle dealer.
Oh, okay.
What the World Trade Center has got to do with it, I don't know. They don't. I don't think they make cars, do they?
Nope. Here's Espinoza. Espy really creamed one off the left field wall. Drove in 2 runs. And high fly. Oh, slip. Gets up, makes the catch, 1 man up.
Time for tonight's trivia question. What team struck out 1,203 times in 1968 to set the Major League record, which still stands? The old professor up there in the corner, Scooter Rizzuto.
I don't know the answer to that question, Seaver.
I do.
You do?
It's on the back of the card.
All right. You're not supposed to look. Steve Sachs, 0 for 1. Bounced out and had a base on ball. 1-1. And that's bounce foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, my other granddaughter, Jennifer Rizzuto Congregani. How do you like that for an Italian name, huh? And in center field again. 2 men out. Remember, tickets for all Yankee home games are on sale at the Stadium Advanced Ticket window, open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 5. And you can also purchase tickets at the Yankees Clubhouse store, located at 110 East 59th Street and at all Ticketmaster ticket centers, including all Soundorama locations. Charge tickets, call Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171. So get your tickets now for the Ivory Soap Yankee calendar giveaway that's been rescheduled for Friday, May 10th. Remember, that was supposed to be on Sunday, but we got rained out. And that'll be at 7:30 against the Oakland A's. So, because of yesterday's rain out, the calendar giveaway has been rescheduled. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mattingly.
Did you see Mattingly his first time out?
No. What do you do?
And runners at first and second. Guess where the first pitch was?
Right down the middle.
Oh, his second time out, excuse me. Right down the middle.
Took it. I would really love to see him pull one. All he's got to do is get 1 over that wall. He's been so long without a home run, it's got to worry him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And at the shortstop again, he's going to beat a path to that. Just does not get around. 3 up, 3 down, end of 4. Tigers 5, Yankees 5.
Always exciting, always something new. Always an adventure, always something to do. Always entertaining. Always something to see.
founder of the Wiz taught his children how to run their business with integrity, excellence, and respect for their customers. Nobody beats the Wiz.
Con Edison is introducing a major energy program to help our area. It's a commitment to the environment and to economic growth. It will reduce our dependence on foreign oil and keep costs down. This program is a new way of looking at energy. It doesn't ask people not to use it. Instead, it asks all of us, individuals and businesses alike, to join together to use it wisely. It's the biggest program Con Edison has ever introduced. It's called Enlightened Energy. It starts now and should last a long, long time. You'll be hearing a lot more about Enlightened Energy. But whether you do business here or live here, please call us for our free booklet. It will explain the many new ways Con Edison can help you. It's the first step.
While we have a second, let's sneak in a look at the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. The Blue Jays in Boston, it's 4-2. Toronto over Boston. They're in the 5th inning. 4-3, and that one's Cleveland Indians 6 runs in the 4th inning. They lead Kansas City 6-0. Oakland 1-0 over Minnesota. In the bottom of the 3rd, Baltimore 2 runs in the top of the 1st. They lead the White Sox 2-0 after an inning and a half, and Seattle and California later on. Leaves Sachs plenty of time to get John Shelby, and one gone here in the top of the 5th. Looking at the National League, the Cubs and St. Louis going at it at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Chicago with a run in the top of the 1st. They lead it 1-0 after an inning and a half. Cincinnati at Houston just getting going in the Astrodome. San Diego at San Francisco, Atlanta, and the Dodgers will play at Dodger Stadium tonight.
How about Seattle taking 3 for 3 out of Oakland?
Yeah, and how about that? I was talking to Bobby Murcer about it, the line behind Dennis Eckersley the other night. Did you read that?
Oh, no.
A blown save, didn't get anybody out. 3 runs, 3 earned runs.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's against Seattle?
Against Seattle. That's something you never
oh,
see.
That's got to be a shock to his nervous system. He's so used to going in out there 1, 2, 3. And
brought him back to reality just a little bit. Huh?
Yeah. I saw that injury list too for Oakland. They really got a lot of their big guns out. Lou Whitaker bounced to second and singled. And hits one foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alan Trammell not in the lineup tonight. It's unusual to see Whitaker playing and Trammell not. They've been together so long. And bounce to first. Moss has it. Flips to Habian in plenty of time. 2 men out.
First baseman.
Look at this. On this date, April 22nd, 1970, Tom Seaver struck out 19 Padres, including the last 10, tying Steve Carlton's major league record. Holy cow, it's only 8 guys you didn't strike out. Look at that. Look how young he was, the George Thomas Seaver.
We were all young once, weren't we?
Yeah, but you look young now, and you look like a choir boy back then. You did. You look like a choir boy. Nothing wrong with a choir boy. Cecil Fielder. Single was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double on a great throw by Barfield, and single to left. So he's 2 for 2.
That's a lot of strikeouts, isn't it?
Look at that.
How long ago was that?
You know, it's that old story. You can't tell a book by its cover.
Careful now.
No. He knows what I'm going to say.
Careful who you zing around here.
Forget it. He's too sharp.
The old sword is going to come out, cutting and slashing here.
Oh, he's got another base hit. No, wait a minute. Holy cow. I I thought that ball was out in center field. I lost it complete. Great play by Espinoza. I mean, I say that so many times a year, and this guy just can't run. So 3 up, 3 down at the end of 4 1/2. It's the Tigers 5 and the Yankees 5.
Start spreading the news.
Lupica's back.
On the one hand, I could have played pro ball. On the other hand, I could cover it for the Daily News. What a choice.
Lupica's back. Buy us.
Baseball isn't always easy, or painless, or pretty. But with 2 boxes of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes or Kellogg's Raisin Bran, baseball's free. Just clip the vouchers from the box, redeem them for a ticket, and you're in the game. Choose from any of these exciting dates. See package for more details. So don't drop the ball. Catch a free game. But hurry, this offer's going. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes and Kellogg's Raisin Bran, your ticket to the game.
Start spreading the news.
Lupica's back.
The puck stops here. Or, you know, there.
America's #1 sports columnist. Lupica's back. Buy us.
With all the cars to choose from, picking the right one is a challenge. Well, we challenge you to find a better car than the Nissan Sentra, the best in its class. The Maxima SE, ditto. In fact, Nissan's won 17 awards the past 2 years, more than anyone else. And your dealer's ready to deal. So really, the challenge isn't which car to buy, it's which Nissan.
Factory to dealer incentives make this a great time to buy a Nissan.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by your Nissan dealers, who challenge you to find a better car or a better deal. All right, we're going. A tie ball game. Looked like the Yankees were going to have a laugher there for a while, Seaver. Hey, look at that. Hey, there's that baby face.
Yeah, little Dave over there from Brooklyn,
Dave,
right?
Wait a minute, which way do we move him? There he is. The only man my size in the whole stadium. All right, the Yankees got to get back on track. Roberto Kelly. Roberto's been up twice, walked both times, so he's not been up officially. Roberto's not hit his stride yet. He's batting just .225.
Still some question whether Roberto Kelly is comfortable in that #3 spot. There's a bit of an adjustment. Hit #3 for the New York Yankees.
So there have been some great hitters hit #3 for the Yankees. Foul.
Big swing there, wasn't it?
Yep.
From our side view, you can see the big long swing from Kelly.
2 balls and a strike.
You see a swing that big, Scooter, you know a hitter is trying to pull the ball.
Yep. And a lot of times the battle looked too heavy for Roberto sometimes. There's a hard grounder. A grab and thrown out by Phillips.
Well, you're talking, Bobby Murcer was talking about Tony Phillips and what a valuable asset he is to a ball club. He just switches over there to shortstop and fills in at that position as nicely as it can be done.
Especially going from second base to shortstop. You know, just going from one side of the bag to the other, the ball comes at you so differently.
He is just one of those athletes that just simply can adjust to almost anything on the field.
All right, Kevin Moss singled. He's 1 for 2. He's driven in a run. 2 runs make that. And there's the strike. 1-1. Kevin hitting .281. 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. Well, that was a tough pitch right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. John Cerruti. Ooh. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Cerruti pitched for about 4 or 5 years with the Toronto Blue Jays. The starting pitcher over there. Started 30 games last year. Excuse me, 23 games.
Just got under it. Rob Deere in right field makes the catch. And there are 2 men out. There's that trivia quiz that Seaver was talking about. What team struck out 1,203 times in 1968 to set the major league record, which still stands? 1968. The New York Mets.
I contributed to that record.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I had to go up,
right,
didn't
that's
I?
Right. Yeah, but you were a pretty
good hitter. I was in
hitter.
that 1,203.
No, what was the best year you had hitting as a pitcher?
I probably hit about 200 or something. That's all.
I know for a pitcher to hit 200, that's very good. I mean, with
220 maybe.
Through. Any homers you hit?
What's the best year you had pitching?
Oh, I didn't. Luckily, never got a chance to try it. But how about home runs, Seaver? Foul back.
I had 3 in 1 year. I think I had 12 or 13.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
I had more than I did. 1 year.
I had more home runs than Sparky Anderson had in his career.
And Joe McCarthy, too.
No home runs. None in the minor leagues didn't even have a home run.
Oh, Sparky, just destined to be a manager.
How about Sparky?
Hensley Mullins. That's high, 2-2.
Talking about Sparky, Scooter, he has 1,843 major league wins as a manager. He's 10th on the all-time list. Right behind McKechnie and Gene Mock. He'll pass a few more.
Yeah, see, what do they have? Who was #1 there? Probably Connie Mack. He was around the longest.
Connie Mack won over 3,500 games. Let's see, what is it? 3,776.
Bounce to the third. And they throw him out. So another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 1-2-3 innings in a row. And at the end of 5, Tigers 5 and the Yankees 5.
This is a commercial about a love affair. A love affair between all of us and a game. A game we grew up watching and playing and talking about. It's with that feeling in mind that MCI has created Friends and Family. Now every time MCI customers call another customer on their Friends and Family list, they save an extra 20%. Enough to go to a few more games. Call now and enter to win a trip to the All-Star Game for you and 12 friends and family.
On weekends, Johnny benches at the tennis court. While my buddy's getting a lesson, I'll show you how to get a professional finish with Krylon spray paint. I'll spray this bench with Krylon, this with the other leading brand. Krylon goes on smooth, no runs, no drips, no errors. And dries to the touch in 12 minutes. An hour later, the other brand's still tacky. Tough match?
Piece of cake.
See you next week, Mr. Yeager.
Did you win a game?
Hey, she's a lot tougher than she looks. Plus, my headband was too tight.
For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
94 ways to love your baby. 16.
Make a fuss over your baby.
42.
Take your baby out for a night on the town.
94.
Fill it up. Ultra 94.
When your car's your baby, it deserves a gasoline as special as Sunoco Ultra 94. Because only Ultra gives you the highest octane under the sun with great detergency.
61.
Take your baby home to meet your mama.
94 Ultra 94.
Classic Coke post Yogi Berra. He can run anytime he wants. I'm giving him the red light. We're not exactly hitting the ball off the cover. All pitchers are liars and crybabies. Yorkie, you didn't say that.
I thought you'd get a rise out of that.
Holy cow. With Seaver sitting here, no, I don't believe. They are.
Well, careful.
He's right. Oh, nice play by Sachs to smother that ball. One away.
They are what?
No, wait. Hey, John Moore, don't. John Moore want to know if it's true what Yogi said. No, I can't say.
So I think you should answer him.
I don't say that it's true, and I don't say that it's not true. Boy, if that's not straddling the fence, I don't know what it is.
You're trying to stay out of trouble.
I really am, because Seaver's he's got the sword sharpened, ready to.
How about a guy that can strike out and supply some power for you? Rob Deere may be the best in the game. They have some guys that can do it.
1-on-1, he definitely is one. He can look so bad 3 or 4 times at bat, and then one time you pop one 9 miles, break up a ball game.
27 home runs last year, 147 strikeouts, and just 440 times to the plate.
Wow, it's a foul out.
Boy, you go back, Scooter, a couple years ago when he was with the Milwaukee Brewers. He struck out 186 times and 474 times to the plate. And on top of that, he walked 86 times. Boy, is he strong. He hit one all the way out of Comiskey Park off of me on opening day in Chicago.
No kidding?
Yeah, I mean, out of here.
What do you hit? A fastball?
A nice, high, hanging nothing pitch.
That's pulled foul. Some of you folks who missed that terrible shot that Larry McCoy took on the wrist. There, look at that, boy.
Do you believe he's back on the field?
I can't believe it. There's a bounce to the short, and SB throws him out, 2 away. And Dr. Hershon said he had a fracture, a chip bone of his right wrist. What was that? Oh, that's
the ethyl chloride.
Yeah. Oh, that's not.
Oh. John Moore is playing sneaky on us, isn't he?
He sure was. I was just about to say that's not going to do much good for a chip bone.
Now, does he have a chip bone or a fracture? Which one?
Well,
what did the doctor say?
He did say a chip bone and a fracture. I guess you can call it either one. Boy, look at that. I mean, that takes a lot of guts to come back.
That's going to ache tonight, isn't it?
Oh, boy. Bergman bounces one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. 5-5 to score, top of the 6th. You know, I've been getting a lot of letters lately, and it seems strange. People asking, especially Sharon Smith from Connecticut, they see that sign, no Pepper. You know, no Pepper playing, and that's all we used to do is play Pepper. I mean, I thought that was great for hand-eye coordination at Pepper game, wasn't it, Seaver?
Great game. One of the best games for no Pepper games.
There it is.
No salt games either.
No, but that means the way he used to do it, usually against the screen so nobody get hurt, there'd be about 5 guys standing alongside each other and one batter, and you'd throw the ball and he'd pepper it. Not exactly a bunt, not exactly hitting it hard, and try and alternate and give each guy a chance to catch a ball. They used to play for Cokes. Whoever made an error would have to pay everybody else a Coke. There's a walk where it's 2 out. But that's what that means, Pepper. Pepper games were really something.
Great eye-hand coordination and a great workout,
It
too.
really
Scooter.
is. Boy, I
A lot
tell
of
you.
players, some of the older players will continue to play it, and they play in the outfield. I used to play it just one-on-one.
Oh, even more.
That's a great
you
workout.
really get a workout there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And no lollipops. I mean,
No.
I'd have the hitter really hit them back at you.
That's it. That's great. It really helps you fielding.
Consider when you throw the ball from the pitcher's mound, you're 60 feet 6 inches. But after you've done delivering it, you know, you're only
What?
you're only maybe 52 feet away,
That's
maybe.
about it, yeah. 50 or 52, that's for sure.
And how about like the shot that Mike Blowers hit?
Oh,
That went off of McCoy's wrist. Well, those are the kind of things that you got to be ready for up the middle.
now he was handcuffed on that, and he's twice as far back as the pitcher, and he still couldn't move.
Did you see the McDougal Herb scored thing?
I was there. I was broadcasting the game.
Oh,
that was my
Lord.
first year out of baseball, broadcasting the game in Cleveland, and it sounded like a rifle shot. He went down, and Rocky Colavito was the first guy to get there. Rocky was his roommate. And I mean, there was blood all over that mound. Oh, McDougal wanted to quit. He didn't want to play anymore. He felt so badly about it. Gil McDougal, I tell you this, he is so overlooked as a ball player. He was really one of the most outstanding ball players I ever played with. That's pulled foul. An all-star. He played third, he played short, and he played second. It was an all-star at each position. He could have played the outfield or first base, and still good hitter, good power. John Habian, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Got him. So nothing across, a man left, end of 5.5. Tigers 5 and the Yankees 5.
It's not easy to follow in the tracks of a legend. Ask Ford Explorer. With 190 horses, Jeep Cherokee runs circles around it. Compare fuel economy and warranty. Explorer falls short. Finally, Cherokee has available 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. Explorer doesn't. Sorry, Explorer. This probably isn't a good time to bring up price.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in the air.
Égoïste, où es-tu? Montre-toi, misérable. Regarde à mon cou. Vrai, implacable. Orage. Oh, les défauts. Un pour trahir. Ai-je longtemps vécu pour cette infamie? Montre-toi, égoïste.
Egoist, for a man. From Chanel, only at Bloomingdale's.
Back in the stadium, a 5-5 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. John Habian in relief of Andy Hawkins. Talking about a release point with Mark Connor. Got the elbow down when I was walking Dave Bergman. I'll stay on top of the ball, throw from top to bottom. Note off the wire, Scooter, Cleveland's Charlie Nagy. A perfect game through 6 innings.
Oh, boy. Oh, we got to keep on top of that. All right, Jesse Barfield walked and scored and popped to first base. Jesse had a big base hit in Friday's game. That's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just off the end of the bat.
Where are they playing that game? Are they in Cleveland? Yes, they are, against the Kansas City Royals. Boy, the Royals.
They have been in a slump.
Cooling
There's a
off.
base hit. That should be up. Extra base. Let's see. He's going to try it. No. Good hustle by Kyler. He does have speed out there. Line single for Jesse Barfield. That'll bring up Mike Blowers.
A good piece of hitting here, Scooter, going toward right field.
Oh,
Pitch down and away. You try and pull that ball, you'll just be playing pepper with Tony Phillips at short.
Yeah, a weak little grounder. That's
Good
right.
hitting by Jesse Barfield.
All right, Blowers got a base hit when his line drive hit McCoy and then bounced to short. And bounces it foul, and the Tiger dugout, strike one. There's one of those home run hitter strikeout guys, Seaver. One more chance you get, Seaver.
Inky came over from the Texas Rangers after being released.
He's too quick for me, see that? All right, one strike on Blau. Oh, no. Oh, yes. How do you like this? I was just going to say, don't let Blowers bunt. Beautiful bunt. What? What was that, John Moore? Oh, don't ever quote me. You get in trouble. Look at this. See how he does it right? He didn't. That's the first Yankee to bunt correctly. He just squared, didn't move until after he had bunted the ball.
Stop playing for a run here as we're in the sixth inning, a tie ball game.
For a while, it didn't look like one run was going to be big, but now
Sure
it does.
It does, doesn't it?
They have settled down.
Stays out of the double play that way. Guerin, who already has a run-scoring double.
He has changed his stance now. He doesn't have that wide open stance, and he's stepping a little differently. He looks like a much better hitter this way. He's not pulling off the ball so much. That's low, ball one.
Still has that great big swing.
Yeah.
And trying to hit it to LaGuardia Airport from here.
It is his first year up. He went to right field an awful lot. Hit homers out there, too. See if he's able to keep that backside in with this new stance. Oh, it's going to be fair ball. He caught it. Look at this. They got a double play. Yep. For some reason, Barfield went halfway to third. I don't know why, but it's a double play. Good play by Deere out there. 9-9-6. So the Yankees are out of there, and at the end of 6, it's the Tigers 5 and the Yankees 5.
Good times with friends, hey, they're special. Sometimes you wish they would never end. The care you show is just as special. Friends know when to say when.
The family of Budweiser beers is proud of all the friendships they've helped make. So when they remind you to know when to say when, it's all in the name of friendship.
Friends know when to say when.
New York, it's a whole new ball game. The new sports section of the Times. Every day, everything New York, everything sports. Now, in the New York Times.
I wouldn't change a single thing. Maybe about 400 things.
I'd be eccentric instead of just plain old crazy.
The only sails I'd be into would be the ones on my 60-foot schooner.
I'd become a very frequent flyer.
Twice a week, someone could win millions of dollars.
I'd marry my husband again, this time for richer, not poorer.
New York Lotto.
All you need is $1 and a dream.
Coming up next time on Cheers. A night of passion? No, just a nightmare.
Somehow, in my dreams, I end up dancing on my back with Sam Malone.
Uh-oh. Rebecca just can't stop dreaming about the Sandman.
Now, fellas, the big question is how to make use of this information.
Say nighty-night, Ms. Howe.
I'm not here. I'm in your dream.
And the next Cheers.
Tonight at 11 on Channel 11.
Jesse Barfield, Mr. Mercer's going to carry you along, but here he did not do too good a job of base running and guessing. He's out on a double play. No reason to go as far as he did, but we got a tie ball game. Now, Seaver had a 5-run inning. I had a 5-run inning. It's your turn, Mercer.
Well, you guys did not do a very good job.
No.
At least you didn't, Scooter. I'll tell you that for sure.
No, I didn't. You're right.
Milt Kyler leads it off for the Tigers here in the top of the 7th inning. And like the Scooter said, we are all tied 5 apiece here at the 7th inning at Yankee Stadium. Habian's pitch is grounded to Moss. No problem for him, and there's one down. The Yankees came up with 5 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning to take a 5-0 lead. Base hits galore in that inning, but then the Detroit Tigers, as we talked about before the start of the ball game, with their power, they got right back into it. Highlighted by a big blast from Mickey Tettleton, a 3-run home run in the bottom of the checked out the top of the 4th inning. 5 runs, and they tied it, and that's where we're at right now. Tony Phillips right to Steve Sachs.
I tell you, there have been some shots tonight. That ball is really carrying.
Well, that's what you call the old atom ball, and they say they all even out before the season's over. You can't tell that to Tony Phillips right now. That's Greg Catteray, the left-hander, warming up now to Yankee bullpen. John Shelby swings the first pitch. This could be an easy inning, but that ball falls in front of Hensley Mullins. Looked like Bam Bam had a shot to catch that one. So Shelby will be on with the base hit here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Lou Whitaker.
Second baseman, Lou Whitaker.
Yeah, it looked like Bobby started to say it looks like an easy inning there. And he had a chance if he'd have kept coming. It might have been one of those shoestringers, so he played it safe. Let's hope it doesn't cost him.
T-Bone Shelby over at first base, and Bob Guerin out to talk to Habian. Habian, excuse me, go ahead.
What's T-Bone Shelby?
John T-Bone Shelby.
Is it?
That's what they call him.
Tell you, way back, that used to be a delicious steak. I don't hear about them anymore. I must have them yet, but
you don't eat red meat anymore either,
No, but when I was in Kansas City, I had the old stockyards. Oklahoma used to be a big cattle.
Yeah, still is.
Still?
Very dangerous hitter, and Lou Whitaker coming up now. Now, the skipper, Stump Merrill, will go to the mound. Catteray, the left-hander, warming up in the bullpen, and I'm sure if Catteray is warm, yes, he's already signaled he wants the left-hander Catteray. Lou Whitaker, the left-handed batter, and the stump man, he's going to the left-handed pitcher and Greg Catteray. I mentioned that Habian came on in the top of the 4th inning. Got Tony Phillips to ground into a double play. And he had a pretty easy way with the Tigers up until this point. And while the pitching change is being made, let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for these following messages.
Terrorists just took over their school. The students have no weapons.
Are you with me or not? Of course we're with you.
And no way out.
Look at everybody killed. It's too late to back out now.
The only chance they've got.
We're really gonna do this? You bet.
Is each other. Toy Soldiers, rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Sunshine, blue seas, white sails, gentle breeze. Oh, there's something special in the air.
Come to American Airlines Caribbean. For a limited time, we have affordable flyaway vacation packages from as little as $325 to $954.
Silver bird, take me where there's something special in
Yankee Stadium is the home of great moments. On the field and in the stands, there's nothing more exciting than Yankee baseball. Don't miss 1 minute of the action as the Yankees' home season begins on April 15th. Tickets are available at the stadium, the Yankees Clubhouse store, and at Ticketmaster. Catch the Yankees in '91. At any moment, a great moment.
The Yankees finish the current homestand with 2 more games against these Tigers tomorrow and Wednesday night at 7:30. And then following an 11-game road trip, the Yanks come home on Friday, May 10th, open a 10-game homestand that features the Oakland A's May 10th through the 13th, the Angels May 14th through the 16th, and Seattle the May 17th, 18th, and 19th. Seattle just took 3 in a row from Oakland, so get your tickets now at the stadium, Yankees Clubhouse store, and through Ticketmaster. Bobby?
Steve Whitaker against Greg Cadaret, the new pitcher for the Yankees. Check that, Lou Whitaker. I played with Steve Whitaker about 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Boy, he was a strong kid.
Oh, that's a good pitch, but just misses outside. Cadaret wanted that one. Whitaker 2 for 3 of the night with a run scored and a double down the right field line. He's the one that got it started for the Tigers back in the 4th inning when they scored 5. Cadaret hits his 7th appearance for the Yankees this year.
Hey, Bobby, one of your favorite people, Jim Eisenreich, just broke up Cleveland's Charles Nagy's perfect game. A leadoff double. And he does have a beautiful stroke, so it's heartbreaking for the kid, but
that's down low for a ball. 2-0 now to Whitaker. Cecil Fielder on deck. And I think the Yankees have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen just in case Cadaret does not get Whitaker. Foul back and out of play. I keep wanting to call him Cecil, but I still call him Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil just doesn't sound right unless we were in England.
There's Cecil.
He doesn't look like a Cecil, does he? He looks
more like a Cecil, right?
Yes, he does.
Count is 2-1 with Shelby on at first base.
Oh.
High. 3 balls and a strike. Well, a hitter's delight right now, especially if you've got a tough left-hander on the mound. 3-1 count, 2 outs, man on first base. Whitaker with 2 home runs.
And you know he doesn't want to
with a right-hander with 51 home runs last year on deck. Swing and a miss. Boy, he was going for the downs on that
wasn't
one.
he? Woo! Pitch might have been a little high, but like Bobby said, he's looking for the fastball. He got it just up by the letters. Yeah, it's a good thing he put it up there.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Moss plays behind the runner at first, and a 3-2 pitch is popped up. Will Blowers have room? And over by the camera, it's out of play. For a moment there, it looked like Blowers was going to have some room to catch that ball.
Yep. He made a great play earlier, going well into the seats to get one. But there you can't get by. That's steal.
Yeah, he lost about, I would say about, what do you say, 4 or 5 feet. With that,
easily, right.
Dugout.
Yep.
Railing. Anyway, the count remains 3-2 with 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning. Runner on for the Tigers. Just down low. And that could be dangerous, and that could be all for Cadaret. Cecil Fielder will be the next hitter. Right-hander warming in the Yankee bullpen. Just what the... That's Steve Farr. And he looks like he's ready. What managers get paid for to make these decisions. And it looks like he's going to stay with Cadaret.
Wow.
So runners at first and second, 2 out. Cecil Fielder, 2 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Ground ball, Alvaro Espinoza flipped to Steve Sachs, and Stump Merrill knew what he was doing. Catteray gets the dangerous right-handed hitter to ground out to end the inning for the Tigers here at the top of the 7th at the end of 6.5. Yankees 5, Tigers 5.
Introducing the Bud Light IMSA Racing Team. Catch it this season.
How do we get the truck back?
Throw it in reverse.
With all the cars to choose from, picking the right one is a challenge.
Well, we challenge you to find a better car than the Nissan Sentra, the best in its class. The Maxima SE, ditto. In fact, Nissan's won 17 awards the past 2 years, more than anyone else. And your dealer's ready to deal. So really, the challenge isn't which car to buy, it's which Nissan.
We challenge you to find a better car or a better deal.
Égoïste, où es-tu? Montre-toi, misérable. Regarde à mon cou. Soleil implacable. Orage. Oh, les désordres. Un portail. Et tu t'entends vécu pour cette infamie. Montre-toi, égoïste.
Egoist for a man. From Chanel, only at Bloomingdale's.
This year? Well, the next Yankee telecast will be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. The Yankees and the Tigers on Madison Square Garden Network. And our next Yankee telecast will be on Saturday, April 27th at 8 p.m. when the Yankees meet the Chicago White Sox right here along the Yankee Baseball Network. And we'll get our first look at the new White Sox Stadium in Comiskey Park. Well, it used to be. I guess it's still Comiskey Park.
Called the new Comiskey Park.
Oh, okay, new Comiskey Park.
You know what they were telling me about that, Scooter?
Wow.
You and I have to get there a little bit early so we can tour the ballpark. But they said that Sparky Anderson and the Tigers just came from there, and he said, you have got to go down and see that home clubhouse. He says it's 100 yards long with a swimming pool in it.
No.
I swear to you, that's what he told me.
He
said it's something, it's unbelievable. You've got to go and see it to believe it.
He wouldn't be pulling your leg. No.
Now, Sparky would never do anything like that, of course. But it's supposed to be really something.
Wow.
Leading it off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Alvaro Espinoza. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. John Cerruti, the left-hander, still on the mound for the Tigers. Steve Cearcy started for the Tigers. That's going to curve foul down the left field line. Espinoza seems to be on every pitch the pitcher throws up there.
And that's something. That was a tough pitch right there, and he just hesitated and almost got it fair.
Well, Scooter, you were talking about Espinoza at the beginning of the season. No smiles on his face. Nothing but smiles on his face in the last 3 or 4 days.
Happy as a lark.
That's grounded foul. 0-2 now on Espinoza. You know, it just says so much for positive attitude. I don't care what you say.
You got it.
It's turned him around. It absolutely has turned him around. And now, when he goes to the plate now, and I've had that feeling, and you've had it. We don't have it that often, but you know you're going to hit the ball hard someplace.
That's right.
You don't mind going to the plate.
No matter who's pitching, and that's what's important.
And he's got his hitting instructor on the bench. If he does something wrong, you can go back and discuss it with him.
Oh, Frank Howard has been great. Look at that.
Up the middle, and Phillips has got another one. Does he throw him out? He does. I'll tell you what, Tony Phillips, he's all over the place.
I mean, he took a base hit away from him. He's taken about 3 hits away tonight that look like they're going to be cinch base hits. And he's not a natural shortstop. I mean, he sure looks it, but I thought he was more of a natural second baseman.
Well, he plays third, second, short, outfield.
Yeah.
And Sparky Anderson says he is no doubt the most valuable player on his ball club because he can play so many positions. Steve Sachs, and the first pitch outside to him. Sachs 0 for 2 with a walk. One and one.
Boy, Mark Davis is having his problems. He had a rough year last year. Expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a badly damaged fingernail and small fracture. He got it here when Mel Hall hit that line drive, and he stuck his bare hand out, his pitching hand.
Well, that stay fair down the right field line, and it's foul. I mean, there's not a whole lot of foul territory down the right field line.
Tigers hit 2 down there, and he waited, and the umpire called them both fair. And they were fair, naturally, because he's right on the ball. But
that ball was from the right-hander. You get that curving, and it just curves away from fair territory. You know, the moment that Mark Davis stuck his hand up there, he got exactly what the pitching coach tells you that you're going to get if you put your hand up there.
That's right. You're right.
A broken fingernail with blood and a broken finger.
And they're told and told, but when it happens, I guess it's a natural reflex action. You just stick it out.
That's lined into right field. Deer coming on, and he makes the catch.
Look at Sachs. He has hit so many like that. He jumped up in the air and threw his helmet on the ground. He was really upset. I mean, he has hit some bullets to right field, and they're just playing him in the right spot. All right, stayed up. That was really hit.
That'll bring up Don Mattingly with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Score tied 5-5. Outside corner for a called strike.
Well, he's closed his stance up a little bit. Looks a little better, but that wiggle of the bat. I'd like to see him stop that and just. Ooh.
That's fouled off the left side.
He just can't seem to get around.
You know, he's not shifting his weight. That's just what it looks like to me up here, especially when I look at him on the monitor. And he's only got his weight is forward, and he can only push the ball, so he can't really drive it.
You're right. You would know that being a left-hand batter too, but
curveball misses outside. Oh, just misses.
He's going to have to grow that mustache again. He just doesn't look mean enough up there. He looks too young.
Tony Phillips, he thought Cerruti had the strikeout. He was ready to head to the dugout. Grounded and pass Fielder into right field for a base hit.
All right.
So Mattingly picks up his first hit of the game. And that'll bring up Roberto Kelly. Well, Donnie's the kind of hitter, even if he's going through some kind of a little adjustment period in his stance, he can grind out a hitter or two until it all comes. And Donnie said, I was reading in the paper, he made some comments that, you know, I'm batting second, and they're not really looking for me to hit the home runs. They're looking for me to get on base so that the guys like Roberto Kelly's and the Mosses can drive me in.
Well, we got to have a little talk with him. What we expect.
Well, I'm sure that would get a lot of reaction.
Yeah.
Grounded, past Phillips in the left field for a base hit. So here come the Yankees here at the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. And the Yanks have runners on at first and second, and the go-ahead run in Mattingly down at second base.
Strange things happen after 2 men are out.
Well, Moss is greeted Cerruti when he first entered the ball game back in the 2nd inning. Jerry Don Gleaton, the left-hander, now warming up for the Tigers as Anderson is on his way out there, and he's going to make the change. Well, Cerruti's been in since the 2nd inning.
Uh-huh.
So He's pitching into his 6th inning now, and I guess Sparky figures that he's had enough. Tiring just a bit. So he wants to go to a fresh arm. Another left-hander. Jerry Don Gleaton will come into the ball game to face Kevin Moss. Well, while the pitching change is being made, let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for these messages.
You know, there was a time when taking care of your car was about as simple as filling it up. But times have changed, so have cars. Fortunately, Citgo has developed this new gasoline with HTA 1000 super detergent. It actually keeps today's cars running like new. So to take care of your car, fill it up with Citgo. Car care's never been simpler.
You know, there's just no substitute for a well-polished trade.
Indeed. Roy, how nice to see you.
Oh.
You shouldn't have.
Do sit down.
May I offer you a cup of tea?
Why, thank you, Wendell. Listen, I do love what you've done with this place.
Yes, this fabric would look lovely in my caboose.
I must remember to pick some up.
Finger sandwiches, gentlemen?
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your moonlight shining for everyone to see.
Every day, more and more people are getting together over an ice-cold Bud Light.
Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Just keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a light. Bud Light shine on. Everything else is just...
Well, the new pitcher for the Tigers, Jerry Don Gleaton, will come on with 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Yankees have runners on at first and second. Kevin Moss, the left-hander, will be the batter. And Gleaton with only 2 1/3 innings pitched so far this year. Gleaton notched his first save last Saturday. He's been a little bit sore in the back, Scooter. You know, I don't think I've ever heard or seen so many baseball players with sore backs these days, especially in the last 10 years.
I don't know whether it's over-exercising with those Nautilus machines or whatever.
Well, Kevin Moss will step in, and Kevin is 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. And he greeted John Cerruti when he took over in the 2nd inning.
They're going to put him on? Now, this would be unusual left-hand. No.
No. They're going to pitch him carefully, though.
Oh.
I don't know why they'd put him on runners at first and second. And that pitch is down low for a ball. I'll tell you one thing about Kevin is that he's got some luck now because he's got uniform number 24 on.
Oh.
He started out with number 14, and he changed with Mike Blowers.
That's
and
right.
Blowers is now wearing 14, only nobody knew about it. Curveball in there for a called strike. That'll even the count up at 1-1. You know how the numbers are so important to players, and they're important to organizations too.
Yeah. A lot of history with those numbers.
But Kevin feels a lot luckier with number 24. Pitch down low for a ball. 2-1 down to Moss.
He's got such a great eye. Very seldom, if ever, see him swinging a ball out of the strike zone. Once in a while, somebody with a real good curve, like he threw him on the last pitch before that.
That's down low. 3-1. Well, so the advantage switches into Kevin Moss's favor with the run, with the count 3-1 now. We'll see what Jerry Don Gleaton decides to feature here.
That was like Catteray with Whitaker.
Yeah. Bam Bam Euland's a right-handed batter on deck for the Yankees. Fastball outside, wasn't even close.
Nope.
So that'll load the bases up for the Yankees. And Euland's will be the batter. Now the Tigers only have one right-hander in the bullpen, and that's Henneman.
He's been overworked, hasn't he? Every time I look up, he's in the game.
So Sparky obviously was hoping that the left-hander could take care of Kevin Moss and not have to face the right-hander in Mullins, but that didn't work out. Swing and a miss. Mullins 0 for 3. Bam Bam still looking for his first home run here in 1991.
Whoa.
Strike 2, 0-2. No place to put Mullins. Mattingly on at third. Kelly down at second. And Kevin Moss over at first base. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And Tettleton wants to have a little talk with Gleaton with no balls and 2 strikes. You still got to be careful here because a wild pitch gets a run in. You want to make sure you don't throw too good of a pitch on an 0-2 count. You want to try to make that perfect pitch. Inside, 1-2.
Boy, he's pitching him tight. He knows the way he's leaning, he's got to get that bat out front to hit it.
Down low.
Oh.
Sparky Anderson. The ever optimist, no matter what the score is, no matter what your record is. Foul back and out of play. Sparky is so positive, even you and me could play for Sparky right now.
You think so?
I think so, and he'd make us feel good.
He really loves the game.
Gleaton wants a new baseball.
He has not given Mullins a pitch on the outside part of the plate.
He's been inside. You mentioned that Mullins hanging over that plate a bit. He's trying to get the hard stuff inside. They're going in again. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and out of the strike zone. And Gleaton gets the job done with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning. At the end of 7, we're still tied at 5.
Older, they may need higher and higher octane, or they can't perform like they used to. But there is a gasoline specially formulated to control this higher octane need while providing the highest level of engine cleanliness. Texaco System 3. You get great performance in every octane range.
Still think all gasolines are the same? Fact. Ford Explorer is the only vehicle ever named Four-Wheeler Magazine's 4x4 of the Year, 2 years running. Fact. Ford Explorer is the only sport utility vehicle with one-touch shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive. Fact. Now your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer can save you $1,300 on options like air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, and more. Call it leadership. Call it winning. Call it anything you want. But see your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer and see for yourself.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Back at Yankee Stadium, let's take a look at our now on the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard in the American League. Boston 5, Toronto 4. That's in the 7th inning. Bernansky with a 2-run home run in that ball game. As Cleveland 9, Kansas City 4. Young man Nagy had a perfect game through 6 innings. Mickey Tettleton turns around and bats right-handed and swings at the first pitch. Strike 1. Tettleton with the big 3-run home run in the top half of the 4th inning when the Tigers scored 5. Switch hitter. He's 1 for 2. Breaking ball. Mickey Tettleton from Oklahoma City, Scooter, and he's also Gary Don Gleaton tying his shoes, and he's hoping that the Tigers can come up with some runs. Oklahoma City also went to the same high school I went to. He just got underneath that one.
Wow. That would have been as far and as deep as the one he hit in right field if he'd gotten there.
One thing about Tettleton, from both sides he has the same swing.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
really
all
is.
out. There's nothing in between. Continuing on with our nobody beats the Wiz scoreboard in the National League. It's Chicago shutting out St. Louis 2-0. That's in the 6th inning. A lot of no scores over in the National League right now. Rob Deere takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. Deere has struck out 2 of 3 times. Do I hear a phone ringing?
Yes, I hear one.
You don't suppose Deere's got a phone in his back pocket, do you?
Can't tell.
He wants to dial one, but not on the phone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Stump Merrill has used Catteray, and probably use him in 3 different categories coming out of that bullpen. You can start Catteray if you want to. You can use him as a closer, a setup man, or a long man, or a short man.
Yep.
Always at the end of the ball game and through the ball game, managers really look at those scorecards to make sure they know what's going on, who the next hitter is.
He wanted that one.
Luis De Los Santos on deck for the Tigers. That young man can hit too. Three-two pitch, and he's called out on strike. Deere's on his way to first base. He thought it was down low. He can't believe it.
It was too close to take it. Looked a little low, but I think after he missed that other pitch. Get a good look at it. It was knee high, although Guerin did a nice job of pulling that ball up a little.
Pinch hitter now for Dave Bergman, the left-handed batter, Luis De Los Santos, who used to be in the Kansas City Royals organization. Had a couple of cups of coffee with Kansas City, but he can hit. In there for a call strike. I saw him play a couple of times in Oklahoma City when the Omaha Royals would come in to play the 89ers.
Where'd you sit? You were the president of that club. Did you have your own suite? Huh?
Well, we got the presidential suite, sure. I'm sure you'll come to Oklahoma City sometime to visit the 89ers.
Yes, I will.
Curveball hit off the end of the bat. That'll fall in there for a base hit. So De Los Santos gets his first hit. He was 0 for 8. And let's pause now for 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification. Travis Fryman, young third baseman, steps in.
For his ball really carried. He hit that 2-run homer to tie up the ball game in the 4th inning.
Second home run. Checked out his second home run of 1991. Two-run shot. Good curveball in there for a called strike. Young man came up as a shortstop, Scooter, and they moved him over to third base. They think he is really going to be an outstanding player for the Tigers. Only 22 years old. It's sharply, but Blowers is there. He'll go the short way to Sachs. That'll be off for the Kansas City Royals here at the top half of the 8th inning. At the end of 7.5, Yankees 5, Tigers 5.
This is a commercial about a love affair. A love affair between all of us and a game. A game we grew up watching and playing and talking about. It's with that feeling in mind that MCI has created Friends and Family. Now every time MCI customers call another customer on their Friends and Family list, they save an extra 20%. Enough to go to a few more games. Call now and enter to win a trip to the All-Star game for you and 12 friends and family.
New York, it's a whole new ball game. The new sports section of the Times. Every day, everything New York, everything sports. Now, in the New York Times.
Terrorists just took over their school. The students have no weapons.
Are you with me or not? Of course we're with you.
And no way out.
Look at everybody killed. It's too late to back out now.
The only chance they've got.
We're really gonna do this? You bet.
Is each other. Toy Soldiers, rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Yankee Stadium is the home of great moments. On the field and in the stands, there's nothing more exciting than Yankee baseball. Don't miss 1 minute of the action as the Yankees' home season begins on April 15th. Tickets are available at the stadium, the Yankees Clubhouse store, and at Ticketmaster. Catch the Yankees in 91. At any moment, a great moment.
Telecast. This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and Tom Seaver and WPIX is prohibited.
Jesse Barfield leads it off for the Yankees, and a Don Gleaton fastball upstairs for a ball. Jesse 1 for 2 tonight, batting .313 on the season now. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. 1-1.
I'll guarantee the Yankees will run this inning. I'll give a few birthdays here. Elizabeth Pascal, happy birthday. Sal Lombardo, that's good for 2 runs right there. Happy birthday.
One ball, 2 strikes. The Royals and the Tigers made a trade back in April of 1990. Swing and a miss, he blew that fastball by him. So Don Gleaton has struck out his last 2 men. So Gleaton comes over from the Royals to the Tigers in a trade that sent a couple of minor leaguers to Kansas City. That'll bring on Mike Blowers. 1 for 2 tonight. Bottom of the 8th inning with the Yankees and the Tigers tied at 5 apiece. And Jerry Don Gleaton throwing nothing but strikes. Flowers on the night. Beautiful sacrifice bunt back in the 6th inning. The Yankees couldn't push a run across. Got jammed. And Whitaker throws to Fielder, and there's 2 down. You notice, Scooter, Jerry Don Gleaton is pitching all the right-handed batters inside. Now, that's one thing you like to see from a left-hander, is to establish that fastball inside, and that will really, that'll make your curveball and your off-speed pitch a heck of a lot better.
Great job. They just cannot extend those arms.
Bobby Guerin steps in with 2 down. Guerin 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Guerin came into tonight's ball game with only 4 ABs. Back just below the Scooter and me. Of course, Stump Merrill has said all along that he's going to platoon Noakes and Bobby Guerin against right and left-handed pitching. And with Kansas City, well, there for a stretch of what was it, about 5 games, there was nothing but right-handers.
Right-handers, yep.
Facing the Yankees. So Noakes got a lot of playing time.
Guerin was very patient. No squawking, no.
Into right field. Easy inning for the Tigers and Jerry Don Gleaton as the Yankees go down 1-2-3 at the end of 8. All tied up at Yankee Stadium.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your light shining for everyone to see.
Every day, more and more people are getting together over an ice-cold Bud Light.
Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a lie. Just keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a lie. Bud Light shine on. Everything else is just...
Con Edison is introducing a major energy program to help our area. It's a commitment to the environment and to economic growth. It will reduce our dependence on foreign oil and keep costs down. This program is a new way of looking at energy. It doesn't ask people not to use it. Instead, it asks all of us, individuals and businesses alike, to join together to use it wisely. It's the biggest program Con Edison has ever introduced. It's called Enlightened Energy. It starts now and should last a long, long time. You'll be hearing a lot more about Enlightened Energy. But whether you do business here or live here, please call us for our free booklet. It will explain the many new ways Con Edison can help you. It's the first step.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Con Edison's Enlightened Energy program. Con Edison asks all of us to use energy wisely.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
High atop Yankee Stadium, down the left field line. The Yankees and Tigers all tied up here at 5 apiece, and a young Yankee fan would love to see the Yankees win this ball game. Be pretty late for her, I think. It's 10:19 out here. And Alan Trammell now will come on to pinch hit for Milt Kyler. Remember that Trammell didn't start. Pete Cavilla is still on the bench, and so is Lloyd Mosby. So they've got some guns still left on the bench. And the first pitch to Trammell is in there for a called strike. Trammell batting .263, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He didn't start tonight because he had a little soreness in his hamstring. And line down the left field line. That could be in there for extra bases. Of course, Trammell has that sore hamstring. And you can see he's just cruising into second base. Now we'll see if we get a pinch runner now for Alan Trammell. Sparky said before the ball game, said, I'm just not going to chance anything. It's cold weather. It was a little bit damp with all the rain that we had. And I wouldn't be surprised. He's talking now to Tony Phillips, surely, about bunting the ball over, getting Trammell over to third.
He's always hit Yankee pitching. He golfed that one. That was him. What's this? Look at that. You go down for a ball like that and hit it on the line, you got some bat control.
Somebody else with bat control. Tony Phillips. Nobody out. And pitch outside to throw back to second.
How do you like that from a kneeling position? Shades of Roy Campanella. A lot of times you can decoy a runner when you do that.
Another kid by the name of Alomar now with the
Oh,
Cleveland Indians.
man.
Really got a gun.
Whoa, he really had it. What's Guerin? On kneeling position. Perfect throw.
Now, if he's going to bunt here, Scooter, why don't you critique this bunt?
Oh, they got a shot.
Hesitated just a little bit too long.
Yep.
And Trammell moved pretty good from second to third. Just a little bit of a hesitation. That was the difference.
He almost made a perfect bunt, got it too close to the pitcher, and there's no way you can hesitate even for a second. That'll be a fielder's choice.
Your attention, please.
You either got to come up throwing or you've got to go to first base.
Yep.
By the time you pick the ball up, you have to have your mind made up where you're going to go with it.
Yep.
Any little hesitation can cost you, and that's what happened to Cataray. Pete Incaviglia was announced into the ball game, and that brings Stump Merrill out to the mound. Incaviglia, big right-handed batter. He'll be batting for Shelby.
He wants the right-hander.
And that's Steve Farr, who will come into the ball game now to face Incaviglia. Runners on at first and third for the Tigers. There's nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. Cataray not happy with himself. Now Incaviglia goes back to the dugout. He's taking off the batting helmet. That may be all for him.
Yeah.
Lloyd Mosby is putting on a batting helmet. We just mentioned that Incaviglia and Mosby were still in the dugout. Did not start tonight's ball game. So Stump Merrill, he wants the right-hander anyway. Sparky Anderson. These managers love it when this type of game is present, when they can make all these moves and the strategy, and the right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher.
Especially if all their moves turn out right.
Yeah, well,
I'd like to, in this spot, I figure you might as well load the bases.
Well, you've got Mosby, and you're going to move a runner down to, you talk about loading the bases up with nobody out.
Yeah.
And pitching to Lou Whitaker.
You know,
I'm not
it's
sure
like
that
a
would
gamble.
be,
It's not a great move, but it just seems like this. You got so many different force plays with the bases loaded.
Well,
Pitching for the Yankees, number 26.
Steve Farr. He'll come in and try to put out the fire.
That's what you need
in this inning.
Some strikeouts.
He needs a strikeout for sure.
Yep.
Or a pop up, the double play. He's got just the pitches to do it. Good fastball with that good roundhouse breaking pitch that he will feature. So the moves have been made. And it looks like it's going to be the right-hander Steve Farr against the left-handed batter Lloyd Mosby. There's Mosby loosening up. He didn't start tonight's ball game because of a bruised heel.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
So the Yankees have their work cut out for them. Cataray's ball game at this point.
He's had some tough luck. He's looked so good in several innings, and then he has that one inning where things get fouled up. He's 0-2.
Some speed on at first base, and Tony Phillips, and the left-handed batter. Blowers will play even with the bag or just in front of the bag at third. And Steve Sachs, they're going to try to cut the run off if they can at home. Curveball just misses outside. Lou Whitaker on deck for the Tigers. Nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. curveball missing. Well, those are close.
They were.
Activity now in both bullpens. Tim McClellan, the umpire behind the plate. In there for a called strike, 2-1. That's the kind of pitch from a hitter's standpoint. If you don't like it, you got to go ahead and take it. It's got to be the pitch that you're looking for in the zone that you're zoning. He didn't like that, so he took it.
Yeah.
Trammell on at third. Phillips on at first. Little tapper. Blowers will come home, and they've got Trammell.
All right.
A little tapper on the mound. I mean, right out in front of the plate, and couldn't tell how high it was if he'd have enough time to come home. Good play by Blowers.
Looks a lot better now than it did just a few minutes ago. First and second and 1 out instead of first and third, nobody out. Puts it right down into the ground. High Baltimore chop, but Blowers in.
Aaron had that plate blocked all the way. Big play by the Yankees here in the top of the 9th inning with the score tied 5 apiece, but they're not out of the woods yet. Lou Whitaker will step in. The Tigers' hottest hitter, batting .429. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Breaking ball gets away from Guerin. Both runners will advance.
Isn't that something?
Now you can probably put Whitaker on. What do you say, Scooter?
Yeah, with Fielder coming up, even though he hits a perfect double play, man, you can keep the ball down on him.
But I think Stump Merrill wants to talk it over now with Steve Farr.
You know, a lot of people say, why does it always happen to make a wild pitch in a crucial spot in the game? Well, that's when the pitcher's trying to put a little extra on it. The Fielder trying to bend. He can't bend down. He's got too many muscles.
Talk about these Tigers and the home runs and how strong they are.
Yeah.
You go into their in their clubhouse and with their shirts off. I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
I have never seen such masculine bodies in my life. Lee Guterman warming up for the Yankees. Well, we'll see what Stump Merrill and the Yankees are going to do now with Lou Whitaker. They may pitch to him the way the infield. Oh, they're going to put him on. Thought the way the infield was moving around that they were going to probably pitch to him.
People think it's funny. Here's a guy, 51 homers last year, and they walk somebody to get at him.
Well, this is strictly the percentages right here. There's no doubt about it.
I'd play it that way.
With those 51 home runs, Fielder did strike out a couple of times. Struck out 182 times last year. That led the league.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So Whitaker goes to first, and bases are loaded with Phillips on at third. Mosby down at second. Of course, Whitaker on at first. And Cecil Fielder steps in, 2 for 4 tonight with the run score. Curveball hit shallow into right field. Can Barfield make it? No, he can't. It bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. 2 runs will score. Pitch got in on Cecil Fielder, but that just shows you how strong he is. He just fought it off down the right field line, and the Tigers take a 7-5 lead.
Unbelievable. Made a good pitch, and he, like you say, he just couldn't extend his arms, just swung and shading him over in left field. Barfield over in right center, no chance to get it.
That'll bring up Mickey Tettleton. Look at those arms.
Yep, here it is. Look at it. Look at that funny swing, but Barfield can't get close.
Field plays in, and the curveball just misses. Tettleton 1 for 3 tonight. 3-run home run. His first of the year. Tigers now lead at 7-5 here in the top of the ninth. One and one.
Ouch. Whoa, boy. He went down like he was shot.